Bring the funk back.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Game of Queens. We are back. We have been away for quite a while because we were actually, what was the summer? And Tatiana was back home and now she's back at school. And I am back with you. It's like, what is it? Is it? It is the fall. Hi, Tatiana. Sorry, I'm just having a mind blank. We're using a different format. It's a new format. And so it's just we're getting used to this sort of style. So I'm actually looking at it with you. I just want to say a few hello to everybody who's in the chat. I noticed Alicia's here and Clara and Angel over and Happy Cake and Cindy C. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. So Tatiana, how are you doing?
Lovelies. I'm sorry, I can't really scream in joy right now because otherwise I might give my roommate a heart attack. But other than that, I'm very happy to be here.
That's awesome. Justin, I can see you on camera. Do you know that you're on camera?
I do know. Yeah, I'm just not
Okay.
saying anything here. I'm getting our audio set up. So if everybody
he's just getting.
Yeah, I'm the tech guy here. So
yeah, so Justin is sort of the behind the scenes person tonight, and he is running the show for us. And we're, just doing something a little bit different. But anyway, so Tatiana, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been up to.
Well, for all those who don't know as of yet, I'm an actress. I am currently in New York studying for my MFA in acting at Pace University. And I'm currently in my dorm to here with you lovely people. It's been a hectic it's been like a hectic month. Lots of things happening, especially since it's my last year. So it's like a lot.
So what's it been like being back at school, like in New York and with COVID and all that? What's that been like?
It's been a roller coaster. We get tested weekly, and like we have to take a little test through the phone daily so they can let us into the building.
Oh,
otherwise say goodbye to class for a day. And yeah, it's been good on one hand and not that good on another hand. So it's like it's a balance. You miss home but adventure, but home but adventure.
Yeah. I've actually been watching this new show where this guy, his name is Cash, and he reviews apartments in New York. So, but what I love about it is that he says, oh, we're in this area of New York and there's this restaurant's really good and this restaurant's really good. So that's been kind of fun. So I kind of see, and also Rebecca, and also we should get you and Rebecca should have a meetup at some point.
Well, sure. If she comes into the comments,
yeah, we should. Yeah, for sure. So anyway, so what we're doing here tonight is we are talking about House of the Dragon, which of course, it's not out yet, but it will be out sometime in 2022. We don't know when. They haven't announced it. Maybe April, like they did it with Game of Thrones. Maybe some people are saying September. Who knows? But so far we've had some pictures, and there were like 5 still images that were released from HBO. There's been lots of behind the scenes photos that have been taken on location. And we've also had a trailer. So Tatiana, first impressions. I mean, I know you and I, been chatting. Hey, the Dragon Demands is here. Hello, the Dragon Demands. And Vanessa's here. And Asun. Hi, everyone who just came into the chat.
Vanessa and Asun.
So So just your general impression costume wise, or just even anything wise, regarding House of the Dragon and some of the pictures you've seen, some of the behind the scenes pictures, the trailer. What are your general impressions?
Um,
Oh God.
I'm not super enthused. I was hoping I was. I have yet to be like, oh my God, take me now, dear Jesus, on any of the costumes. The first pictures that we saw were not helpful at all. They were actually worse because like
Are you talking
those
about the ones?
costumes
Are you talking about the ones where, like, the sneak
for
peeks?
Rhaenyra and Daemon, yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay. The ones where they're on the beach.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it was not flattering at all, right? Like to
It
see
was
it that way.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. And I mean, we already did a live stream of this with your friend. I forgot
With
his-
Nanny, who did we do it with?
Yeah, that we did a live stream with him over the promo pictures that we saw.
Oh, yes, yes, with Tony Teflon.
Tony, yeah, Tony
Yes.
Teflon, great guy. But basically, there, at least in the beginning, I saw a distinct lack of originality, at least where Damon is concerned, because that was basically just the same. Like you could see that costume on John, you could see that costume on Viserys, you could see that costume on Ned, on basically anyone from 200 years in the future.
Yeah.
That is not a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I was I mean, obviously when we were on Tony's live stream, you and I pretty much agreed on that. But then we saw some of the still images, which looked a bit more promising because, first of all, they were styled nicely. They had, good lighting and it was proper, resolution. So when you saw those pictures, what did you think of them? Like Otto Hightower and Alicent and all that?
Well, it's funny because I had commented on one of your videos that I preferred the Hightower costumes to the Targaryen costumes. And
Yep.
then someone, whoever they are, they became apoplectic and started attacking me, calling me a gigantic, ignorant, horrible person because I was team Aegon, I was team Green, and they're horrible, and the Light Towers are horrible, and this and that, and I'm like,
It was very
bitch,
reasonable. I
I'm
saw
talking
that.
about
It was
the
a very reasonable, rational response to it all. No, yeah, that is a crazy person. It's just a crazy
yeah.
person.
I was like, and they just wanted to shout more, like everything was all caps, and I'm like, bitch, I'm talking about the costumes. Where the hell did you? What? I just know. And they kept like it was like a circular reasoning. It was like, you know what? You do you, boo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anger's the easiest issue to, or the easiest emotion to evoke. So yeah, it usually
Yeah.
comes out. In
I think I had to block that person. I think they were just, but it's okay. First of all, I want to know, is there anybody who is team black? I mean, sorry, team green. Is there anyone team green? Like maybe there are, I don't know.
I mean, there might be, but I'm usually
Yeah.
I'm pretty team black because it's like, come on, girl, just come on.
Yeah. No, and actually, Alicia, it wasn't that it was just that she didn't like those two particular costumes. It's not like she was going
It's like, I
after.
was sad for
Yeah.
Rhaenyra and Daemon because they're really great characters and their
Mhm.
costumes should reflect that, and they didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. So you sort of got into it. Well, you didn't get into it. That person kind of just came after you. But so far, like before the trailer, let's talk about let's just maybe talk about the things that you did like versus maybe the things you didn't like. Then we can kind of go
so
through that.
far, my pick for best dressed is hands down Corlys Velaryon.
Yeah.
He's like, he's working it.
Yes.
He's giving his sassy and flattery, and like, yes, just work it. Especially both in the promo stills and in the trailer, he was like, mwah, perfection. And while I wasn't impressed by by oh, Allison. No, it's not Allison. Allison? No.
Allison Hightower at the off the
Yeah,
shoulder.
Allison Hightower. I was thinking of Allison
Yes.
Targaryen. Sorry.
Yes.
But Allison Hightower. While I wasn't super impressed with the overall look that we saw, because we haven't, well, of course, we haven't seen the entire dress. Maybe the entire dress was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
From what I saw, the only thing that I really liked was like the jewelry, like the chain over here, and like the embroidery in the headdress, because it was like because I think the style they're going for is it's like Tudor England meets Italian Renaissance type thing, which it's not really medieval, like it happens in 200 years in the future, but you know what, go off, work it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny because I was on Instagram, there's this jewelry artist who I was telling Justin who liked a few of my posts, and I looked at their Instagram and I'm like, oh, they're a jewelry artist, and I was like, I wonder if this person's doing House of the Dragon jewelry, because the jewelry has been really good. I love the jewelry, and this is something, and I know Michelle Clapton, who was the costume designer on Game of Thrones, she didn't tend to use as much jewelry. That was sort of, especially for the North, right?
Yeah,
but even
the jewelry is really what I like best in right now, from what I can see from House of the Dragon.
She's found a really, if it is this person, but or sourced, she's found somebody really great to do the jewelry.
Yeah.
So okay, so you like the jewelry, okay, and what else do you like, if anything else? That you've seen so far?
I did like Laenor's oh my god, words. Laenor's outfit in the trailer.
Yeah.
Now his hair.
Yes.
We'll talk about the hair.
Yes.
But I did like it. It gave me very Loras.
Yeah. No, actually, yeah.
It was very Loras, and considering that he's gay, it's like,
yes, I
can throw a line. I can see that.
Yeah, someone said actually there was a comment that he kind of was upstaging Corley's, but the idea of what some people have come up with, the dragons here can confirm it or not, is that it might be his wedding to Rhaenyra, because she's sitting at the head table and it looks like she might be wearing white. So that would make sense to me. And also, like you say, because he's gay, so you know, like Loras, he always dressed very, very finely. Yeah, you know, beautifully.
Now, if only that could, if that could have gone up to his hair.
Yeah,
we'll talk about the hair.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so is there anything else that you liked about? Must be some other things. We can get to the trailer.
I like the armor. It was very campy. I love it. Very. Whoo.
Which armor do you like?
The one with the like blue in the
yes. Oh,
in the helmet.
So Daemon's armor.
Yes.
The Targaryen armor.
Yes.
So what don't you like, though? This is where maybe things might get a little bit contentious.
I don't like Daemon's outfit. I don't like Rhaenyra's outfit.
The ones from the images. Well, actually, I guess it's the same pretty much in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm not in love with Lana's outfit. What little we saw of it, because it I don't hate it, because like I'm a sucker for off shoulder.
Yeah,
but I don't love it. It looks It looks very modern. It looks like very out of place with like the rest of the thing.
Yeah, and it had that ruffle, right? That weird ruffle, yeah, it looked like gold lame ruffle.
It's what they call in the fashion world the sneeze guard.
Yeah, the sneeze guard, or if you're at the buffet and you know you're eating something, and you know, yeah, it will catch. It's a catcher. Yeah, it catches all the extra food.
Food catcher.
Yeah. Who else is here? There's a few other people here that have just joined. So Divine Sharika, she says hello from Africa. Oh, awesome. And Ronald.
Africa's a big place.
It is it's a continent.
Yeah.
A soon says it looked like a 90s prom dress, which, you know, or a bridesmaid.
Yeah. It was like a medieval version, a medieval off the shoulder version of Rachel's bridesmaid dress from Friends.
Yes.
The pink dress.
Yes, totally. Oh, Ronald says he's new. Well, welcome.
Oh, hello, Ronald. Fresh blood is always welcome.
Yes, absolutely. I have to tell you guys, by the way, I didn't mention this, but I have only half a set because I'm reworking my set. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have something fabulous. Maybe by New Year's, we can do a New Year's special, and then I'll have something fabulous by then.
Also, I'm adjusting this on the fly just to get you two lovely ladies and get my ugly mug out of here. So excuse me. If you see like sudden changes in the framing, which are happening, yeah, like those mushrooms didn't just kick in. Maybe they did, but yeah, it's me. So I'm making it so it's just you two because I think it's a lot clearer.
Yeah. So what's happening is Justin's come up with this beautiful new format, and so we're just working with it. And so this is sort of our trial, but I love it. I don't know if you can see it, Tatiana.
Yeah, I can see it. I have YouTube pulled up here. It's so pretty.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Oh,
so all right. Now, so did you want to talk about the trailer a little bit? I know I was going to say, I'm kind of like half and half with everything right now. Like there's some things I'm like, oh yeah, this is kind of working for me. And I actually really like it. And there's other things I'm like, I don't feel like Michelle Clapton's designs. I tended to be mostly on board with what she chose. And, you and I have talked about this many times.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot one thing that I did like was baby Rhaenyra's outfit in the trailer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like with the headdress, it was like Byzantine meets tutoring when I was like,
absolutely, yeah. So did you want to get into the trailer? Justin's got some pictures. We could just go through it.
Please.
Okay. Justin, do you mind pulling up? I'm going to say Johnny.
I got you. Jamie, pull it up. Yeah. Pull it up. Yeah, no, I got you.
Pictures from the trailer. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, so this is Otto Hightower, like a close up, so the hand, I mentioned this before, but the hand of the king brooch is the same. I mean, I don't know. Do you have a problem with that? Do you think it should be different?
It's tradition. I don't mind because it's like that's like tradition, and between the Robert's Rebellion and the events of Game of Thrones, only 20 something years that had passed, so they were not gonna break with tradition now. So
yeah,
I don't mind it. It's the same.
But unfortunately, it's the same costume that we've seen before. And you were okay with this costume? Like, did you like it?
I'm meh. It's not very memorable for me. I don't feel like it really says much about him other than, he's a strict man that dressed simply. Like it feels like a Ned Stark type character that is like. It's like
someone was saying it was kind of like not Oliver Cromwell, but sort of there's another character
Thomas Cromwell.
I was thinking more what's his name? Someone in the chat might know.
Thomas Cromwell isn't actually a bad one. King
yeah,
Henry VIII,
right?
Yeah, that's actually not the only difference is that Hightower's highborn, but yeah, Thomas Cromwell, that's actually not terrible. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, because it's like he helped in basically creating the Great Schism between in England with Henry VIII.
Yeah,
and he assured ambulance execution.
Yeah, he worked under Wolsey, and then eventually got Henry his divorce, and then the divide with the church, and that's why you have the Church of England now. So yeah, that's not, besides Hightower's highborn and Cromwell wasn't, but yeah, there's actually a lot of good connections there. That might be a video, ladies. I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, Tatiana, I think I mentioned this in a video, is I would have liked to see maybe some fur, you would see a lot of that in especially in the Renaissance or in the Tudor era. There'd be like a lot of fur collars and things like that. I think it would have given it a bit more weight, like kind of more like Peter Baelish. He always had some kind of fur trim or something on his soupalons.
Yeah, especially in the
that's what I was thinking. Like Henry VIII, have like a nice fur collar or padded collar. I think that's where I was sort of thinking it would have been a bit more sumptuous.
Yeah. So far, I'm like you. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm still hesitant. It wasn't it wasn't the best first impression, but I am still hesitantly optimistic because the trailer did put some things to rest, some fears, not all of them, but some.
Yeah. So one of the things that what Tatiana is speaking to, I believe, is that when we saw a lot of the behind the scenes pictures, it was in full broad daylight, and with, I don't know, I guess people's cell phones perhaps, so the resolution would have been that good, and they didn't have the filters, or as Jack would say, the color correction. He's like, what's actually color? He's telling me the other day, it's actually color correction when they make it look a little bit more muted. So it does look completely different there, although it doesn't help certain things. Like, you say with that wig, it's, there's nothing you can do about that because the silhouette is already there, or certain silhouettes are going to still look like they are, that you're not going to be able to fix that. But certainly like colors, like for instance, there was a behind the scenes where we saw young Rhaenyra wearing a red dress, and it was a really bright red dress. But of course, under this kind of filter or color correction, it's not going to look as bright as that. So it did for sure help a lot.
They put a shit ton of filters in the trailer for the scene on the beach between, or at least one of the scenes on the beach between Rhaenyra and Daemon, where she's approaching him. You can see like all the filters.
Well, the Dragon Demands was saying that that is supposed to be an evening scene, so which is really weird. So they shot an evening scene during the day and then applied a night filter to it, which I don't know. It looks so dark. What's that, Justin?
They did, it's false night. So, but
false night, yeah. I don't know that it works for me though. Like it's so dark, and because usually, like when you see, like I'm thinking of Westworld, they have a night scene on the beach or something. They still kind of light it a bit, like with the moon or something.
Like they have like general lighting that
you can see shit.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas with that, it's just like, I couldn't even really tell what he was wearing. And then I'm like, oh my God, he's wearing that same outfit that we saw them on a beach. So that was a little bit weird for me. Easton's making some comments here that I'll just read to you guys, because, her and I have talked, and she's saying, I think the costume designer didn't understand the assignment. She could have gone from Clapton's costumes and developed new pieces going from there. No undergarments. Princess seems doesn't scream period piece for me. And then Happy Cake says, we're right. Where are the foundation garments? So Justin was just showing a picture of young Rhaenyra in her red dress, which, like I said, looks, it almost, someone even commented on social media that
the silhouette isn't bad. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But it's like, I don't know. It's just like, like it's not giving me.
I just don't think it's fitting.
It's so modern.
Her station. Yeah, it's very modern. Yeah. So and like I was saying, there's no embellishments, no, like Michelle was so good with that. She's really, really great at creating these textures. Like like Michelle Carragher, who, if you guys don't know, was the embroidery artist on Game of Thrones. She just did all of these amazing embroideries, and sometimes you couldn't even quite see them. Like it wouldn't be till later that we would see a close-up shot of it. But
like honestly, couldn't you see in that dress, like right here on the bodice, couldn't you see like an embroidery of a dragon or something?
Oh my God,
or like two dragons like looking outwards or something.
Absolutely. Even if it was an applique, or it could even have been abstract. It could have been like an abstract thing, but for sure.
Or I don't know, just something like for example, like I really don't want to break the Game of Thrones, but like Dany's blue conqueror's dress, where it had all these beautiful like embroidery that was still subtle, but it was visible, and it gave it life. It gave the outfit life,
Yeah, it's kind of like, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, and I think it always, like, you lose a lot of the detail in a costume, so you almost have to go a little bit over the top, like just slightly over the top with it. So if you're using, like, one of the things that Michelle would do is she, like, say if she had a pattern on a fabric, she would then sometimes retrace it with, like, some embroidery just to make it pop more. Like for instance, on her costume, Alison Hightower's costume there, Justin, if you want to go back up again, there's no additional added layers to it. Like I saw the fabric, it's from Top Fabric of Soho, and which they apparently bought a lot of the fabrics from there. But if it had been Michelle probably would have had Michelle Carragher go over it with some additional detail, or she might have had another layer of fabric just to give it some additional contrast, or texture, rather than just using the.
It just looks like it just. Yeah, that red dress again. It's pretty, but like I can see it in a prom dress today.
Okay, so I just want to make a comment to the Dark Op Zed. Says, I don't know what you're talking about. The fashion is on fire. All right. So what I'm going to say here is that Tatiana and I are looking at this probably with a more critical eye than the average person would be looking at. And some of our viewers in the chat who are also here also are looking at it from a more critical eye. And the reason is that, we analyzed the costumes of Game of Thrones quite thoroughly, and I've done I don't know, something like 80 videos on it. So the bar was set very, very high by HBO originally and Michelle Clapton and her team. So if we are looking at this and being a little bit more overly critical than maybe what you think we should be, it's only because the bar has been set really high and we expect that much at least. I would have personally actually expect more. I don't know about you, Tatiana, from a show that is a prequel. I'm actually expecting even more. So if it doesn't even meet the standards of Game of Thrones, for me, that is a disappointment, because I like to be surprised, right? Tatiana, like when I saw the trailer, I had some moments where I was like, oh, yes, but then some of it was like, oh, okay.
Yes.
What did you feel about that? So that's just my explanation for people who are coming in not understanding why we're being this way.
It makes sense. It's like we both, we both have not only are passionate about costumes, but we also have experience in costumes. You have experience as a costume designer, and I'm an amateur costume designer trying to get into the business myself. So it's like I don't look at it just as a viewer. I look at it as what I can learn from this that I can apply to my craft. And when I see a miss, I'm like, I have this inalienable feeling to just fix it, because I feel like it could have been so much better.
If I could chime in.
Honestly,
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
I just wanted to speak to what you two are, saying, that especially during the medieval times, you had very few ways to distinguish yourself, and distinguishing yourself, especially for the nobility, was very important. And for me, somebody that's not a costume designer like these two professionals are, I find it fascinating to get the story. I mean, it's in the name of your channel, right? Costume Co. And it's costume, story from a costume perspective. And a lot of the story is hinted to you in the original series through costuming and through the little nuances. So I think it's fascinating. And yeah, you do expect them to build. We expect to evolve, right? And that's all I'll say. Sorry for the interruption.
Oh, no, not at all. And then A3 says, am I the only one here that thinks Clapton was far from perfect? She had just as many misses as hits for me.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
I agree with the first line. I don't agree with the second line, because if you're saying she had just as many misses as hits, like I would say the majority of her design was solid, and then she did have some misses. I'm not going to I don't think she had 50% hits and 50% misses. Like, what do you think of that, Tatiana?
Yeah. I, for the most part, did love almost most of the costumes in Game of Thrones. There are some misses. I don't fully blame her for it, because the costume designer works for the production, and production's word is law. So if she did this, but she wanted to change it and they didn't let her change it, that's what you do. That being said, yes, some of the choices were also, she wasn't completely, in chain to what they said. The work of a costume designer is, you have this idea, you have this vision, you work it through, you present it to the director and the producers. If they like it, great. If they don't, it's back to the drawing board. Like, for example, Sansa's final crown for the end of the show.
Yeah,
she went through she has like 3 to 5 different designs that she did before she landed on that one, and it's not even my favorite. I personally would have preferred some height to it, but
I prefer. Yeah, well, No, a really great point. It's interesting too, because if you look at some of her designs for season 1, for instance, the evolution of the design, and like for instance, one of Ned Stark's early concepts ended up being used um, for, oh, I can't remember his name, but one of the more minor characters. She ended up repurposing it for him, and it's definitely an evolution. But the thing that's different is, compared to this designer, is that she created this world. She's the one who came up with all of this. Yes, she obviously worked with the director and the showrunners and the script. Like, she took, hints from the script. That's what you work with. But she actually created each of these unique worlds.
And something that I love about Clapton, because again, Clapton is not perfect. The boo plate forever ingrained in our minds. The cone dress did not work. There are a lot of things that didn't work.
I thought you liked the cone dress. You said you thought it was brave.
I respect it. I don't like it, yes. But I respect it. Because,
okay, cool.
And here's where I'm going with this. She experimented. She went out of the box. She said, even if her dress didn't work, she went out there, and that's what I respect about her. Here in House of the Dragon, it doesn't feel like they really went out of the box all that much. It's like they found an era, Tudor England, Italian Renaissance, and they, for the most part, stuck with it. If not, just pull things from the OG series. But they didn't like go balls to the walls. Like I would prefer to see a balls to the wall thing like Marjorie's cone dress than a boring outfit. And
she was memorable. She was a huge fan of like Alexander McQueen, and she kind of tried to challenge herself and was inspired by him too. So she did use some pretty interesting draping techniques and cutting techniques. And hi 30 days, how are you? Like Asun, she's here, and her and I, like, we get along really well, but she loves Cersei's black gowns in seasons 6, 7, was it 7, 8, 9? And I was like, so much black. I was getting really frustrated with it, just because I thought there was so much darkness in the last few seasons. So that was my own personal hang up. But meanwhile, Asun loved it. So for me, I would have liked to have seen more color towards the last few seasons. But I think, and in the last season, and Asun and I talked about this as well, is that I felt Michelle kind of called it in a little bit with Dany's costumes in the final season. Like, she was just basically taking the patterns from seasons 7 and 8 and just kind of copying them and just doing them at a different colorways or different fabrics, that type of thing. So, but I would say a solid 85 to 90% of her costumes I thought were really great.
Is this Dany has on here? Is it a drug rug? It looks almost like, right? You get what I mean? Like, doesn't it have?
It's her fur coat.
Yeah, it's a beauty. I love it though. Like it kind of looks like one of those hemp. They're called drug rugs. I'm gonna mute myself again for the best. But yeah, I like this. Let me know when you want to go back to the trailer.
She won an Emmy because of that dress. I'm gonna tell you right there, that coat.
Fucking dresses. Yeah, I'd wear that dress.
The coat. Yeah.
Yeah, she won an Emmy because of that. Because I even said that year, I said, I bet you anything they'll submit that episode and she'll win an Emmy because of it. And she did. She won an Emmy for that. So I was going to read another comment I read here. Yeah. So Angel Over, she said, I love Dany's white black striped coat. That's the one you're talking about? It's kind of like, it's got like, in the way it's overlapped and then it's stitched down, it looks kind of like it's got stripes. It's supposed to represent like the dragon. I just wanted to read. Oh, Marquese. Oh, sorry. Is it Mara Caresse? Am I saying that right? It's an art and should be viewed that way. Even terrible media like Coming to America, even amazing costumes. It's an art, and it would take the series to another level if done at a high level. Excellent comment. Oh, thanks, Angel. She said you could check out my other videos. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. And of course, Asun loves the McQueen. Sorry, there was another comment I was going to read, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, so Tatiana, so do we want to so we talked about Otto Hightower. So, kind of just, okay. Like,
I'm not
nothing to write home about.
Here's the thing. I still don't know who he is based on his costumes.
Yeah.
That's the rub. that's the rub, because again, another thing that I loved about Clapton, she knew how to tell the story through the costumes. She absolutely knew. Like you didn't need to, they could just be standing there not saying anything, and you knew who Cersei was, you knew who Sansa was, you knew all these things about these people just based on their costumes.
Yeah, 30 days. Listen, we need to talk about the lack of facial hair. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. There is some facial hair in this, actually. You can't see it here, but Otto Hightower has a beard.
Yeah, I can grow a beard.
And so does Corlys Valerion. He has a beard as well.
Yeah. And he's a bitchin' beard, let me tell you. He looks good in that beard.
He does. Yeah, Alicia's saying, yeah, he's got the hands pinned. So yeah, so we know it's Otto. Justin, do you mind going to the next one? I think that's the last one, right?
Yeah. All I'll say about Otto is he's a man of his station, and he's a man that's trying to get by, get along, to go along, and he's manipulating things. So I do think that just focusing on that hand of the king, his pin, is potent.
And he's kind of holding his the coat with his hand.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to
he's
trying
grasping
to hold
on the power. Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, he's grasping. Yeah.
But again, we got what, a minute 20. But yes, I'm on the next one right now.
Oh no, this is the last one. That one's Rhaenyra. That's the very end of the
we got Viserys now.
Oh, just waiting for him. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes. So Viserys. Okay. So I mean, his head's cut off though. But what do you think? So what do you think of this? I was telling Justin this previously, that I feel like they kind of gave us slightly blurry, obviously the hand of the king is in focus, and then he's not in focus. So there was a lot of and they cut off the top of his head because I think he's wearing the crown. So they're kind of giving us little hints, but they're not telling us the full story. But from what you can see here, what story are you feeling? What story are you getting?
Oh, I like the sword for one thing. I do like Blackfire. Again, maybe it's because it's a funeral or something, and funerals tend to equalize the fashions of most people because you have to wear black. But I don't know.
I think that's it's desaturated again. I think there's a filter on it, and I thought that there was some red in there, but it's just the color's just drained out completely out of it, so I can't really tell. And he's so far back. Some people were commenting on his hair. What do you think about his hair, the length of it?
Oh yeah, because he's in the books he has short hair, right? I mean, I don't mind it.
I don't recall. Maybe Alicia, do you know if he has short hair in the books?
This is a little long, but all the depictions that we've seen.
I know in the Amok picture he does have short hair in that.
It's shorter than
this,
and
he's quite plump.
He's plump,
he's quite
Yeah, he's supposed to be jolly and plump.
Jolly and plump, whereas Patty Cosendane
that's why
isn't.
I'm not saying the jolly and plumpness of it all, but maybe it come later.
See, I can't see where his shoulders are. It looks like I only see the throne.
He's melding into the throne.
He is. I can't, I'm where are his shoulders? It's just he's dude, do you not have any shoulders? I was saying in the video that I thought it looked a little bit like Otto Hightower's silhouette. It looked like a tunic with an overgown of some kind.
He's gonna fire his personal trainer now. That guy's done.
It looks very similar.
But you see, Blackfire, and
we're getting a lot of feedback on Blackfire from AK. She does not like it.
She doesn't.
No.
Oh, okay. So let me read what she says here. I'm not okay, guys. I'm not as much into weapons. I appreciate them because they're part of usually the armor and everything. But so I'm not as I want to know what sword that is. It better not be Blackfire. Well, everyone's saying it's Blackfire.
Yeah.
So that's the word on the street, but you could be right.
It's not
Insane's asking if there's going to be a Halloween special. Yes, there will be a Halloween special. And it's going to be about Squid Game. Squid Game. And Alicia, who's here, she's going to be on it. And the Poltergeist. So that's coming up. That's going to be at the end of the month. Maybe I'll announce that at the end. Not when the weapon has been described in the source material. So I don't know. Like, so I'm not like, married to any particular design of a sword. So you guys in the chat, tell us what you think of this. But Tatiana, did you think it was okay? What did you think of it? It's not as much my wheelhouse.
Sorry.
The sword, like, what did you think of it? It's not really in my wheelhouse as much, but
I mean, I'm not a sword weapons connoisseur, but it looks nice. It's not bombastic, but it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here,
I like the pommel.
So there's the picture. Is that an amok? Yeah. So it has a jewel. Like, I think that's why people were like, where's the jewel? It usually has like a red ruby on the top, but I don't know if that's a book described thing or not.
Although, come to think of it, didn't Aegon the Conqueror have the sword before conquering Westeros?
Yes.
So why would there be the seven star thing?
Yeah.
If this was before, if he had it before,
unless he replaced it, kind of like
they're the Andal. Well, it could be replaced as well, but they kind of represent the coming of the Andals, in a way. So, because the faith of the Seven comes with Andals, from the you have the First Men, and Targaryens are not First Men. So I don't know if they necessarily would have worshipped that, but it's not unreasonable to see somebody with it this many generations pass, because they definitely, obviously, Baelor and everybody, they definitely adopt the faith, and they are, that's the period where you kind of like have like that watershed moment in history where you get the change.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Poltergeists are here. It's like they heard us and they showed up.
Yeah, they're actually.
Hi guys, how are you? What's that?
They have their spidey senses activated.
Yeah, they have their spidey senses activated. We were just talking about you.
They also have
about
YouTube.
The Halloween special coming up.
Oh, okay, they must be going wild over at their show. With all the
for the Halloween season, exactly. So if you guys don't know who the Poltergeists are, they have a channel where they look at horror movies and TV shows and stuff. So and I was going to tell you the Poltergeists, I just watched Midnight Mass. Tatiana, I don't know if you've seen it, but my god, it's so good.
I haven't been meaning to watch it because I did watch the 2 Haunting series by Mike Flanagan, and they were amazing. But like I've been meaning to watch it, but I've been very busy.
When you have time, like maybe over the holidays or something, you have to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah.
You'll love it. I binged it.
I'm gonna try to watch
it
it before Halloween.
Yeah, Tanweir, is that how you say your name? That's a very cool name. Pommels are remodeled constantly in the real world, at least. So a king could have changed the pommel for consolation with the faith, Jaharis. Yeah. So I don't know. That's it, and what I'm hoping is we'll get some explanations that, maybe not like a info dump, but maybe we'll have, some explanation, because Jon, didn't he change the handle of his sword? Jon Snow? I thought he changed it.
It was changed.
No,
Jorah changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was changed because it was a bear, but it needed a new pommel, and he made it the white wolf.
Okay. Yeah. So, so these things do happen. So maybe we'll find out, but I think it's like a decent sword. And I kind of like the fact that the gold is kind of like, again, it might be the filters, but it's kind of burnished looking, like it looks like well loved,
like it looks manly.
It does look manly.
Like Dark Sister will probably look a bit more feminine, snake-like type of thing.
Yeah, and I think that maybe that's the idea. They wanted to have that nice contrast. And then of course I love his ring. I love all the jewelry. I'm gonna be like team jewelry. Again, though, I'd love to see maybe some kind of ermine.
You love your ermine.
I haven't seen like a spot of ermine. Anyway, I'm hoping for ermine,
and also because it's too obvious.
Yeah. Or some mirror lace. We haven't seen any mirror lace yet either, so hopefully we'll see some of that. So, all right. So next, Justin, do you mind moving to the next photo?
It's got a little bit of light.
This is so nice. I'm actually, I'm kind of enjoying this because normally, as you guys know, when you and the Poltergeist have been on my show and I'm trying to run the tech and I'm always like, this is like really awful while I'm trying to do the tech while I'm talking. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, AK. She says she's nursing a horrible headache, but making it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, and
Lots of chicken soup.
Lady Leaf
Yeah.
is correct that when the first white that we see, you know, when John burns his hand, that's why, yeah, the pummel is
Ah.
hurt, and then he gives it to him because he's like, hey, my son is a big old mess up, so, yeah.
Aces says, I doubt we will see lace. We don't even see any trim. Yeah, that's true.
I took that in a different
we're
way.
going to go over Tatiana's sketches later, but there you can see her gown is full of lace. So, okay. So here we have a young Rhaenyra, and we see her in profile first.
One of the things that I'm excited to see here are the hairstyles, because
Yeah.
the hairstyles so far have been mwah, with exception of Lenore.
Yeah, actually, I like her hair here. It has sort of someone was saying Slavic. It sort of has like, you know, the braids, lots of braids.
It
by the way,
it gives
just
me like
I was going to say one thing. Justin saw last night. He went to see The Last Duel, and there's this one picture of Jodie Comer wearing like these coil braids. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's amazing.
and you're like,
Justin,
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. Well, it was funny because I did a video on Star Wars and I talked about Princess Leia, and apparently like that it was based off of medieval styles, right?
Yes.
So it kind of it sort of goes back and forth. But Justin, yeah, I'll have to chat with you about the costumes later. So Angel says George R.R. mentions lace in the books, but I don't think I saw any lace in the original show. No, there was no lace. I think there was one situation was someone was saying there was knitting. That was the other thing. We didn't see any kind of knit items either. But yeah, no, there was no lace. And I don't know why Michelle made that decision, but she did.
That's that 50-50. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, she made that decision, and I, you know, the same was she decided instead of in the North, instead of having jewelry, they would wear the padded embroidered collars. That was sort of just, she made a design choice there. And I'm always like she made a design choice. That's, you know, it's a strong choice.
What is that needlework that they're always doing up there, though? What is that called? I'm sorry.
It's embroidery.
Okay. Yeah.
Or needle. No, I think they're doing embroidery. So that's why, and that's what's really great about Sansa, because as the series goes along, she has a lot of embroidery on her costume, which is of course done for the, you know, the wardrobe department. But the idea is that she's doing her own embroidery, and as she goes along, then she's, you know, her embroidery gets better and better and better and better, kind of thing. So it's actually wonderful storytelling, I think.
Oh yeah, because Cersei says you made that dress yourself, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to show me, you know, you have to make a dress for me. Oh, you're
so passive aggressive. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. I feel proud of myself. All right.
Exactly. Good memory, Justin.
Yes. In the paycheck.
So, Justin, do you mind showing the picture of her from the front? And we'll just have a look at that. I'm assuming everyone here has seen the trailer. Just tell me if you haven't. If you haven't, it's actually up on HBO's.
If not, spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad.
And I mean, there's really no, I mean, you know, it was funny because I had I sent an email to Top Fabric of Soho, who is funny because they provide like all of these productions. They provide all the fabrics for all of these productions, including House of the Dragon. They did some for Game of Thrones. They did, Justin, what's that other video we did recently?
For Shadow and Bones, they did a lot, right?
Shadow and Bone. They did a lot of their fabrics. They did Bridgerton. So they do a lot. So I emailed her and I said, hey, have you seen the video? And like, did you do any of the costumes or the fabric, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, I can't even tell. Like, it's so dark and I don't know who the characters are and stuff. So unless you're sort of like someone like, you know, you've been reading the books, you might not even know who any of these people were. Cause some people were saying Black Targaryens, like they didn't know it was Valerians, right? They thought they were Targaryens. They didn't understand it. So they, you know, I think a lot of people, unless you've been kind of reading the books or the lore, you may not even know who any of these people are.
Yeah, the Dragon Demands did a really good job of being a good content creator and covering that and explaining to people, because that's a rational thing for show only people ask, you know. And then as a content creator, people that we obsess over this, that's what we should do. But yeah, if you made it here without seeing the teaser and you're at this stream, I want to know how the hell you navigate the internet. Like that's not even possible. Like I don't even think that's physically possible. Like if you like that's crazy. And back to mute.
Yes, exactly. And the Septa says Sansa's embroidery is good in the very first episode, whereas obviously
Arya is not.
Arya, it's not. And her knots are all messy. You know, she's all kind of like, she's like, it's not me, right? That's not her thing.
Doesn't she go on a boat in the end? She's gonna
does.
know those knots are gonna be an issue.
Exactly. Oh yeah, no, she has these knots on her blouse, like on her dress, and I don't know. Again, it was like an interesting thing that Michelle came up with, but again, like very creative, I thought. And now Clara says, I know, personally speaking, looking at this, and again, the images aren't super high res. I couldn't see her lace front, but Clara's saying not a fan of her lace front wig. So I thought it looked okay to me in this picture, but I
don't like her lace front wig with that red dress because that lace front wig looked horrible.
Yeah, she had that center part though. Remember that, whereas this one looks kind of more swept back.
Yeah, and
also it's partly covered by the headpiece.
You can see red spotting on my end, I think, because you guys lose a little bit of resolution. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I downloaded the trailer, the teaser, I should say, and then I did screen grabs, and even then I was looking and I'm like, I can't really see anything. Hi, Reflective Rambling. Hi, Tamara. It's nice to see you here. You have to know good and bad weave. Laugh out loud. But okay, so Tatiana, obviously the solid part of this is her jewelry. Mm-hmm. And that collar she's wearing. I love that, by the way. Justin just did that, like where she's kind of looking down and then suddenly looks up.
Yes. It's like,
and I didn't know this until I cut out her picture, but it's actually got little, like the headpiece has little spikes on it, like, you know, occasional spikes. So when I did the cutout of it for the thumbnail, I'm like, oh, there's like little spikes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so far this look is very promising. It gives me, Rhaenyra had some kind of style when she was young. Maybe left her when she got older. But for when she was young, she had style. She had grace. She was the nanny. It's a thing.
Yeah, I really like it. I like the fact that the jewelry is really heavy, which is, you know, kind of cool because that's not something you tend to see. And, you know, like for instance, Marjorie Terrell, her jewelry was always very delicate and light, or even Sansa's, or it was always like, you know, fine, where I love this really heavy weighted jewelry.
Chunky, like heavy,
chunky,
yes. With the crown type of thing. And I do like how it looks Slavic, but it's a French hood at the same time. So it's like there's a mix. They're like mixture of eras.
Well, it was interesting because there was on the Dragon Demands, someone had mentioned that this hood, I can't remember the proper name for it, but it looked like there's a particular Russian style hat or headdress that Russian women wear. And he was asking me about it, and it was around the same time, which is interesting. But of course, you know, I think they all influenced each other in in Europe.
Oh, so, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The crowns, the princesses used that were
and some of them would be super elaborate, but I did see some pictures of ones that were quite simple, kind of like this, and it wouldn't have had the veil like the French hood would.
It's Greek Orthodoxy, so yeah, you have the Tsarinas.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, the Tsarina.
No, I don't think it's a kingly chain. It's some type of heavy jewelry. Because there are a few people who are wearing chains of order, or like a livery type of chain, and usually they aren't wrapped right around your neck. They usually kind of hook on just to the front part. They're not like a full around your neck. It's kind of hard to know until we see the full thing. Now, one of the things I did ask is the dress fabric. When I did zoom in, I thought it looked like it was laser cut leather. Like there looked like there's holes in it to me. And I did ask over at the fabric shop if that's what she thought it was. And she's like, I can't tell. Oh, yeah. Coco Schnicka. Clara says it's possible. And the dragon's not here, but anyway, he was asking me, and I think that's what I suspected this person was talking about. And I think that's true.
Hey, can I see the headdress from the side again, please? Just to see how it looks from the side, to see if it's more French hood or more kokoshnika.
Yeah, it's flat. It's flat.
I'm starting from saying.
But I think a French hood is flat like that too, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes towards the back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that gives me more French hood. You see like the crowns, the Russian crowns for the princesses, and they go more up than back.
All right, so I got something right here. It's Greek.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It's a burgundy headband, headscarf with ties, traditional Catholic Orthodox veil for church. Here, I'll just pop it up really quick. But I think it does look very because that all borrows from your Byzantine and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Yeah, it's a kokoshnik. Is that what you have a picture of? Just
yeah, it'll take a second. Burgundy headband, so it's.
Justin, if you put like Clara Tube, she put Coco Schnika. If you put that into Google, you'll find it.
Oh, that's pretty.
I'll give it a goog.
By Reflective Rambling.
Oh, that's a Koshnika.
I always call that a babushka.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
A babushka, like a kerchief.
Let's see. I have to look to see how you're spelling that.
Hi, Tanweer. Tanweer says Byzantine fashion heavily influences Eastern European and early Middle Eastern fashion. So that could be the connection and why it looks Byzantine.
Yeah.
I think I for sure, like, her outfit works for me. Like, I'm on all levels. I really would love to see the bottom portion of it. Yeah, those are them. Yeah. So some of them are pointed and some of them are scalloped and some of them I did see were just kind of round. Yeah. And then they could be decorated in all kinds of different ways and have beading and stuff like that.
Oh, I just found my future wife. Okay.
Yeah, did you?
Interesting.
Beautiful Russian bride.
Yes. All right. Good stream for me. See you guys later. All right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, some of them I think are, I need more pics of this outfit. Absolutely. So hopefully we'll get a teaser. We'll get another, we'll get a trailer. My crown is falling off, friends. Okay. I'm going to have to just take it off. I never did get like little loops put on it so it would stay on my head. Also like it looks like it has a bit of a collar going up at the back. So it'll be now someone was saying, I think it was the dragon saying that he thought this might have been her father's funeral. Spoiler alert.
It could be.
If she's in black. I mean, if they were to stay
I think like, isn't everyone here in black though? Like everybody is like in black and gold. So it's like everybody has there's no color in this trailer. She's got a bit of red. You can see just around like the very top of the jewelry. There's just a tiny little bit of red in there. So, I mean, I think no one's going to know for sure. Yeah.
Until we get more information. Tamara says she wants cake from your wedding, Justin.
Fair enough. Hey, if I get that,
I want to go to your I want to go to your mail order bride wedding.
Well,
we might have to do it through Zoom though.
Listen, first off, it's going to be very classy, obviously, right? Yeah, no, for sure. I'm very happy. I'm just so blessed that I found her. So yeah.
I'm so happy for you on Google.
Yeah, I'm getting a lawsuit being sent to me right now, probably.
I thought we're going to marry the lady from the Vikings.
Her new show's not doing that well, and I need an earner, so sorry.
Oh, okay. Clara says Viserys dies when Rhaenys is 32.
Yeah.
But you mean Rhaenyra? Do you mean Rhaenyra? Yeah, you're right. Rhaenyra, yes. Okay, got it. So that wouldn't be the funeral then.
Yeah, I think this is a vision, in my opinion, but I mean,
yeah,
it's all a lot of context.
She's imagining herself on the throne?
I'm looking at a picture of Tatiana Romanov, one of the last Romanov princesses that died in 1918, and I'm looking at her crown. The crown, Rhaenyra's crown, looks more like a French hood than the Russian crowns.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Oh, by the Poltergeist. He says, I will speak with you real soon about the Halloween stream. Brilliant stream as always, ladies. Oh yeah, I look forward to that. It's gonna be so fun. I'm wearing a costume for that too. I have a costume that I'm working on for the Squid Game.
Can we know, or is it a surprise?
Well, I did a hint of it on Twitter. Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise. So yeah, and I mentioned like in the video, like she's got some pearls in her earrings, and George wrote that she does love pearls, so that's kind of cool. So for me, this is a really solid costume, and I really like it.
Yeah, it's like it's probably my second favorite costume of the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Justin's saying it could be a vision. It could be because she's just imagining herself, you know, going on the throne or getting the throne.
And yeah,
I have so many
this is
photos of this. I don't know why.
So this is the. So this is like, you know, there's really no information here. Very little information here.
It's definitely walking.
Costume wise, because it's so dark. Like I said, there was just this little bit of red you could see from her skirt as she's walking. Awesome, AK. That's awesome. Alicia's gonna have a costume too. And then when we get to the point, there's been some spoiler talk about this, so we'll get into it. But Damon's got his coat open a little bit, but it's the same one from the still images. So this is the costume you weren't that crazy about, right, Tatiana? On Damon. The dragon always says Damon, so I'm going to say it that way. Yeah. Hi, Leela Blue Pins. She says, I recently learned that French hoods in film and TV rarely have the black veil at the back of the hood, which is the standard of one, I believe. It is. Like, it has to have a hood to be called a French hood. So exactly. You're exactly right.
Yeah. It's annoying, but
because women would have had their hair covered.
The hair is seductive, so they need the hair.
They want the hair, yeah.
That's why they lost the war.
But it does look beautiful with the black veil, showing her platinum hair for a stylistic choice. Yeah, and it looks like it's, like I said, it's kind of got a bit of a Slavic look to it. It looks like it's coiled up at the back. I really do like it.
I think
it looks a bit alien.
It
like
does,
the back of Aliens.
Yes.
I think Damon and Rhaenyra here they're getting back dressed, if you know what I mean. Like they're.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say.
They did.
Well, I mean, I guess I could say, but I mean, you know.
Loving. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So So this is the scene we were talking about. It was shot during the day, but they added
all the filters.
All
filters.
All the filters.
Yes.
Wait, how many filters do you want?
Yes.
Which filter would you like, director? Yeah. All of them.
Do that. Somebody needs to make that meme. Get it going.
Yeah. So Rhaenyra's dressed here. I thought that it could possibly be, you know how she has that overgown from the still images, that she might have removed it because it looks like the front of it might be that. And so again, we don't really know what it looks like exactly. Yeah. It's too dark.
Yeah. And also, can I say something?
Of course. Absolutely.
I'm not crazy over the casting of Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Now, before I say anything else, it has absolutely nothing to do with the actress. I wholeheartedly believe that he'll do a great job, because if there's one thing that the actors in Game of Thrones do is that they give it their all, even if the writing is bad. Like, you know, like Euron Greyjoy. Like, Pillow did his best, but there was no something in that character.
Great writing.
Yeah. What is annoying is that adult Rhaenyra is supposed to be plump. She's supposed to be some sort of plus size, because that's how she's described. She's a stout woman. But they put a model thin actress playing her as an adult person, and it's like just it and it's the same for like Game of Thrones, because like it says that Cersei gains weight because she drinks so much wine, but God no, Lena Headey has to be.
She's like heroin chic by the end of that series.
Yeah,
because I mean it's
annoying.
Even part.
I think like the only two plump, like you can consider that can be considered plus size women on Game of Thrones is Olenna Tyrell, and that's because she was elderly. She was a grandmother, so it went with the character. And Fat Walda Frey, and she was a minor character that didn't really have much
exactly.
to do.
And her name was Fat Walda, which is pretty well. Gilly was a little bit fuller, I think, but
yeah, but they hid that. But they hid that behind the shapeless.
For sure.
Outfit.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's funny because I'm reading it, and part of the rivalry, and I said to my husband, I said, honestly, House of the Dragon is a little bit like a soap opera. It's kind of like Peyton Place, because some of the stuff is so trivial. Like, for instance, they say that Rhaenyra feels really insecure that Alicent has kept her, slim waistline after having all her children, when she's been after every child, she's put on a bit more weight and become, thicker in the middle. And so she feels kind of insecure that she's losing her beauty. And then even like, she's like, well, you named your son Aegon, I'm going to name my son Aegon. It's like, it was funny because I was thinking when I had my son, we had thought we were going to name our son after my husband's father. And then I found out that my brother-in-law and his wife were going to name their child after my husband's father as well. And I'm like, well, they can't name the kid after him. We're already doing that. But luckily they ended up having a girl, so it was fine.
Luckily you guys didn't have dragons. You know what I mean? That would have been like
luckily we didn't have dragons.
Yeah.
Exactly. So imagine if we had dragons. And actually that's the thing too,
all
right?
of
Like,
Canada would burn.
Yeah, all four of you. All four.
Yeah, all four of us would burn, and all of the forests would be gone.
I mean, it is worth noting that in again, like, obviously the casting is a more youthful look for Alicent, right? Like, they are, but I get what you're saying too. Like, they're not sticking, like, they have some issue with actually casting somebody that has a few more pounds on them.
Yeah, like one of the things that I loved in Shadow and Bone, for instance, one of the main characters, she's kind of like a fuller girl. She's beautiful. And they actually cast a fuller figured girl, and they don't ever talk about the fact that she's fuller figured. Like, they just sort of cast her.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be she's supposed to have this special gift that she uses. But I love the fact that they don't make reference to it. Like, you name a character Fat Walda. Well, I guess you're going to have to cast somebody who's a little bit heavier.
Because you could pose that the other way, right? Because it might not be good for, obviously, like, I'm looking at it as being true to the source material, but obviously for body shaming and stuff, then maybe casting somebody or making light or making a focal point in the story about her weight wouldn't be good, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Angel Lover's talking about Fire and Blood. It's supposed to be written by a maester, and it's funny to see their bias in their writing. And the thing that always cracks me up is that once in a while, like, they'll have Mushroom interjecting. Well, Mushroom says this, but I wouldn't take what he said for, I take it with a grain of salt, because everything he adds always is like a little bit heightened. He always makes it a little bit more outrageous, as it goes. It's sort of like Telephone. That every time the story gets passed on, it just gets a little bit more outrageous. So it's, it's possible that Rhaenyra didn't feel that way, but it was just, people were like, well, she's putting on a bit of weight there. She's probably feeling a little bit insecure that, that Alicent still has all of her beauty or something.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's annoying. Like, and again, this is nothing to do with the actress. I have no problems with the actress.
She's a great actress. I've seen her in. She's in that show about what is it? The Haunting show. That's the only show I've seen her in. Justin, do you know what I'm talking about? There's a show.
Wasn't she in Death Comes to Pemberley, like the sequel to Pride and Prejudice?
Oh, maybe.
I think she played Elizabeth in that. She was good in that. It's not the best. It's not the best movie, but and
I wasn't crazy about the casting of Matt Smith. And I mean, I think he's a fantastic actor, and I know Asen thinks he'll do an awesome job. I mean, from what I've seen so far, I think he'll probably do a pretty good job.
He's gonna kill it.
He's not as I pictured him, though. He's not as I pictured him, but I mean,
Did you watch The Crown?
Acting wise,
I mean, I liked him in The Crown, and I can see why they would give him the role based on that.
Right.
He's not the doctor. Let's say he kind of like I think he's been trying to depart from the the doctor like stereotype, like the zany eccentric genius type.
Yeah,
roles.
Philip got him this role. Him playing Philip in The Crown.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh my God, I think he's gonna kill it. I don't watch Doctor Who. I only know him from The Crown, and I think he's gonna kill this role.
Okay, well, I think acting wise, I think we'll have it. But yeah, it's not, as I had imagined it. And I mean, the actress, I mean, I saw her in another role. She's not skinny, like it's not like she's skinny, but like, again, because there's no structure under her costume, it just doesn't look like they could have easily have done something with it. I think given her some kind of understructure, and then they could have, enhanced it in some way, just to make her look more fleshed out a little bit.
This sequence is sad. Even she comes up on him, looks at him, and then she just fades back, and he's thinking. Probably not a smart move to be thinking after what they just did, but it's kind of sad.
So Patrice says, of course, the Maesters were biased, seeing that the Citadel resides in Old Town, the seat of the High Towers. Yes.
Boom.
So do you have anything else to say about this, Tatiana?
I wish they had done better with Dim's costume. I wish they had, put some Slavic inspiration in there. It just looks like something you could see in actual Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the armor next. We should probably move along. I have to be done here just about 8 o'clock, I think.
You're looking for the series
Truth Seekers. Yes, thank you. Truth Seekers. Thank you. That's it. It's a great show, by the way. It's canceled. It's only done they only did one season. Okay, so Tatiana, what do you think of what we think is Daemon of his armor here? You like this one, you said.
I like it. It looks so campy. It looks like a lot. It looks like he's a camp queen when it comes to his armor. He just like, hello, like it looks like Marjorie's father.
Yes.
When he had the big ostentatious armor.
Peacocking.
It was meant to look
peacocking, exactly. Peacocking. Yeah.
Well, this looks like that, but like done right. It's a lot, but stylish.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit of mail under there. Anyway, hopefully we'll get some better shots of it. His helmet's really cool. Mace of House Plume.
Yeah, the armor's like, you're gonna get hit with stuff, right? Like, this is very beautiful, but like they're gonna be hitting you with swords and axes. Like, might want to go for a little bit of practice.
And I am glad that they're actually wearing a helmet.
I know, exactly.
Don't see a lot of helmets anymore, at least in Game of Thrones.
I know. Actually, it kind of reminds me of Rhaegar. Like when I saw this, I thought that it kind of reminded me of Rhaegar, like what a lot of the fan art I've seen of Rhaegar, that style of helm.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they stole the design, the fan art design for Rhaegar.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Well, I know that
you see the helmet with the ears. Don't you know that illustration? I think it's like an official illustration that's from Robert's Rebellion. That's him and Robert fighting on the trident, and you can see like the helmet with the wings.
Yeah. I think it's too that he would have fashioned himself after the Dragon Knight. Like Rhaegar, like he would have took inspiration from Daemon, probably. The Rogue Prince. This is a legendary member of his family.
Oh no, 30 days. The show hasn't started yet. It's probably not going to happen until the earliest spring of 2020. This is just from the teaser. We're just like, super nerding out on this show already. Someone said that I was annoying or something on Twitter yesterday. And I said, oh my God, really? I've just started. Like you're like, I'm annoying now? The show hasn't even debuted yet.
It's like, oh, honey,
you're gonna be really. It's like my kids. I keep telling them, I'm like, your expectations for me are too high. You're gonna have to lower your expectations. Oh, great. I'm talking about you, Grid. I know, honey. I'm just doing a live.
Yeah, that one.
Yes,
that one. Yeah,
I like that picture.
See, don't it look a lot? No, it's not. Wait, it's not that one. It's another one.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking
about. It's with the
about.
horses. It's when they're fighting with the horses.
Yeah, Here's a good one right here. It'll get to you in 1 second.
Tanweer says, I wouldn't dismiss Damon's costumes as of yet, because there is a leak from filming at
Calahora.
Hora, and he seems to be in gold finery. Okay, we'll have to check that. Look, yeah, that's it. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah,
is that the one you're talking about? That one's that's Mark Simonetti. I think he's like one of the. I think he did it for. It might be for the art of house and art of what's the book called again? The World of Ice and Fire.
The Rock's pretty jacked right there. All right, these ads are ridiculous. You think he's natural? Yeah, all right.
Hi, Sabina. I think this might be a scene of Damon fighting Sir Kristen Cole. Yes, that's what we think it is. Yes. Because we pointed out, Justin actually has got a good photo of Kristen Cole's Morning Star kind of flying there. There it is, the Morning Star. So we think it is Kristen Cole in one of the 2 fights I guess he has with him.
Yes. But
we're not sure where it is, if it's what tourney it is.
It probably is Kristen
Maiden
Cole.
Pool.
Yeah.
Maiden Pool, we thought, right?
Yeah, they're condensing it. But yeah, because Kristen Cole is the better fighter in hand-to-hand combat, but Damon's more dangerous because he has a dragon. I think that's a really good story point, and I think it's very interesting because, like, you know, we get a lot of that. Yeah.
No, actually 30 days. I think what it is, I think Kristen Cole is holding one shield, and then Damon's holding the Targaryen shield, the one with the red dragon. And then Damon has, Damon has like Dark Sister.
That's the, there we go. Wait. That's the photo I was thinking of. I don't know if you can see that there.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I'm gonna pull it.
My ring light is being a bit of a bitch right now.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because your ring light.
It's contorted here, but it looks like he's got 2 shields, but that is Christian actually. It looks like he could be falling here. I don't know. I mean, because there's like some serious contortion. I do agree with that, but it's definitely his shield, and then Rhaegar has his shield. It's just weird the way it looks. It's a teaser.
Exactly.
All out of context.
Justin, do you mind going to the next one?
Yep.
You have to move along here a little bit. Okay, so here's Corley's, who both Tatiana and I agree is the MVP of this. Yeah. His wig is really good.
I love the hair rings. I love them.
Now it's possible this is a weave, and not a wig. Maybe that's why it looks good.
Maybe it looks good either way.
So someone was saying to me a really great comment in the chat, and I actually totally agree with this, that one of the problems with, maybe when we get to the wig, we can talk. Oh, actually, we'll just wait till we get to the wig to talk about that. But yeah, and I think Stephen Toussaint is he bald?
Who?
Stephen Toussaint, the actor who's playing Corlys. Justin, is he bald?
I don't want to. Because I'm kind of bald, so it's kind of a touchy subject. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's. I can look into it though. You want me to?
So it's possible. But so if he's bald, I guess it's possible that it is a wig.
It's amazing that this is the best character.
She says he is bald. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it is a wig. It's a very good wig, though. It is.
Everybody was worried about this one. This is the best looking character that we have.
Yeah. Tanweer says he's bald.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. And I'm not exactly sure when this is, because I don't think this is the scene when he walks into the throne room. I think it's a different scene.
He's on a boat here. It looks like
he's on a boat.
I think he is.
He's in his happy place.
Everybody's in their gaze staring off. This is
yes. Yeah. So so far for me, he is the best. I like his look. I like his costumes. I like his wig. I like his beard. The whole package for me is there.
Here we go. Thoughts.
So Patrice, this is interesting. So Patrice says, I will be supporting the Blacks against the Greens when the series starts. Rhaenyra's birthright was usurped. Well, we were talking about this at the beginning. Like, are there people, or is there anybody who supports the Greens? And Alicia says she thinks there are a few people. It's funny because I am reading, because I'm reading it now, and I do see it's kind of just the whole thing is just so sad. It's actually it's almost like, a very sad soap opera with dragons.
Otto Hightower does everything he can to keep Daemon from the throne, and because he thinks he's a scumbag, and he doesn't fathom that he might date his niece. Like, when it's like, what I mean? That's what he's like, oh, this guy's a scumbag. He's like, all right, I'll push for her. And then he's like, yeah, it's a Targaryen. It's definitely going to happen, bro. Good looking out.
So Tatiana, obviously, we saw the other picture of Corlys in the still image out on the water, or he wasn't in the water, he was standing on a rock or something. And here he's in more like finery. He's got some leather elements, I think.
I love this outfit. He's giving me like some Poseidon realness right now.
Yes.
And I'm like living for it. It's like, are you sure Viserys is the king? Because I think he's the actual king right now. So like,
yeah.
It's not me, it's just life.
He probably has more money than Viserys though.
Yeah.
Well, I think for all his travels. Do you think that they might do like flashbacks to like some of his travels? That would be so cool.
That'd be very cool. And also because I know that like one of the ways he made money is by bringing back like fabric and silks and things like that. So he would have probably been able to pick up and go, oh, I'm going to take that and I'm going to take that and, go here. I'm going to dress my family in that stuff.
I mean, I'm a bit miffed that they didn't put Rhaenys into like a black wig, because it's like, if she's not white haired, she's not a Targaryen. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
That's not how that works.
And I just don't think that I just don't think anything I see on her is very flattering. I feel like she looks a bit too old. I didn't say this in the video, but I felt like I was looking at this and going, there's something about her. She just looks too old. And I think the white wig looks like a gray wig on her. Like it makes her look like an old woman. And
isn't she like reasonably older, younger than Corlys?
She's supposed to be like in her 30s at this point.
Exactly.
Like I think her late 30s, and the actress is in her 50s. So I think that might be why it's not working for me. But I understand because they're going to flash forward, right? So she, like Corlys will be, they can age him up probably fairly well. And then she'll be older. So they're trying to age her down here. But to me, she just doesn't look, she's got 2 teenage children and she just looks like a grandmother to me. I don't know what it is. Like she looks
older than Corlys.
She does. I think so too.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's 30 days. I love 30 days. He's saying she looks like she's in her 60s and I think that's what the problem is, because her wig, rather than looking like silver white, it looks like gray.
She looks like she could be Kiki with Olenna. Just her being just her.
Yes,
them
exactly.
Just shoot the shit, living their best lives.
Yeah, so I don't know. And then she just like, I think because she's got like thinner lips, and just the actress herself, like just, I don't know, maybe she's had too much sun damage or something. That's really super mean. Sorry.
You're just crappy. I'm gonna move on here before you just like, I'm joking. Yeah, they don't look Georgian though, like gorgeous Georges, like the what's it called, the dynasty, like with the daughters, especially with the wigs. Those wigs are bad. It looks like a 17th century, get what I mean?
If like it's not here, but if you look at like the ladies in waiting behind Rhaenys, their hair looks like they're poodles. They have
really
wigs.
Wow.
You can't see it very well here, but if
kind of like those 18th century wigs that are like super kinky. Yeah, I didn't even notice this, Tatiana.
With like the flaps.
Yeah, Kiki with Olenna.
Right. I'll go to the next one. I
believe Aegon wanted Rhaenyra to be queen. Well, he did. I think the only reason why he didn't want her to be queen is because they scared him to death. They were like, well, if we let her be queen, she's just going to kill all of us, and she's going to kill you, because she'll be a threat. So he was fine with it, her being queen, I think. So this is
also, I mean,
go ahead.
The fabric itself is really pretty. I'm talking about Rhaenys. I like the hairstyle. It looks like they tried like doing the bump, the Renaissance, the Italian Renaissance bump with the hair.
Yes.
I like that. I think I did. I think I did something like that for design of mine. But yeah, it doesn't give me the times. If you look more like actual Italian Renaissance with
Mhm.
like the things and the sleeves, then maybe. But again, it looks modern. And the same with Lena. Lena, she looks like a beautiful young woman. And
Oh yeah,
honestly,
absolutely.
like bust down, I'm not mad at.
Yeah, I actually like
It's
her
the
hair. I like
neckline.
her hair here.
Yeah, her hair looks very pretty. She looks very pretty and young and innocent. Would I have liked her to have a necklace? Yes. But we can't have everything in life. But like
She does have a
what
necklace,
the
right?
biggest
A little
problem
one.
is the neckline. The neckline looks way too modern.
She has a necklace. I can't see it. I can see the mother's necklace. Like I can see Rainey's necklace, but I can't see Lena's necklace.
I can't, yeah, it looks like it's
And
a little
Lena
bit
and
thin.
Lena are twins. Are they not, Justin?
I think so, yeah.
I
So
mean, they gave them matching kind of names.
yeah, they look to be around. They're within 3 years of each other if they're not twins. I mean,
Hmm. So okay, so Tatiana, do you want to talk about Laner's wig and what your thoughts are on this? And this isn't the first time we saw his wig. We saw it, in a behind the scenes photo on where he's on the beach with Rhaenyra, a young Rhaenyra.
It needs to die. It needs to be taken out to the backyard and shot like a dog and then burned.
isn't that how they got the
I
wig?
actually
Oh,
so
good.
Corley's nephew, I think, who is on the left. I think that's supposed to be Corley's nephew. I actually like his hair better. I think that was a better approach. But I was going to say that. So I had a comment in under one of my videos. It was a really great comment. It was this girl. She was saying when they hire a wig person, they really need to hire a black wig person. And I absolutely agree because she told me that she's going to have her hair done. Sometimes she'll go into a salon and she'll say, have you done black hair before? And the person will say, well, no, but I'm sure I can figure it out. And then she says she's always like running out the door because she said on a show, let's say if you have a stylist who is doing your hair and they've never worked with black hair, what is the actor going to do? They can't go anywhere. They're like, they're been contracted to work with them. And so I had told her that on a show I did years ago, I used to work with this African theater company in Toronto. And we did a period show. And so I found a black stylist to work with the hair because I was like, normally I had this other person I would hire, but I said, no, like, cause this is a specialized thing. And I knew it was a very specific type of way to work with the hair. So we hired someone specifically to work with their hair. And I think that it seems strange if they didn't do that on Game of Thrones, but I don't know because looking at the names on IMDb, I can't tell. But because the actor has very short hair. So it's not like they're working with a lot of his own hair underneath that. It's kind of like the actor who plays Corley's, he has very short cropped hair. So I'm not sure what went wrong there.
Oh,
do you have any comments about that?
You mean Lenore or
Lanor? Yeah, sorry, Lanor.
Yeah, no, I don't know what went wrong. It just why is the hair that short? If they're going to do like short hair, just reach the shoulders. If anything, it's such an awkward length. And then dreadlocks, that hair. You know what he looks like? Have any of you watched Battlefield Earth or anything pertaining to Battlefield Earth? He looks like Joel.
Yeah.
He looks like John Travolta in Battlefield Earth, only shorter. It looks that.
It's so big on the top here, like on the top. It's because normally, like as you can see with Corley's, it's actually quite low, and then the locks kind of come from that. Whereas with Laner, it's like the locks start like right at his scalp, but they're so big and thick. But the one thing I was going to say, and I don't know if I said this in my video, is why didn't they test this? Why didn't they, like, you've gone to camera with this. I mean, there were lots of opportunities, like, in theater, and Tatiana knows this, we have dress rehearsals. You have rehearsals where you go, seriously, is that what that's going to look like? And you're like, oh, no, we're working on it. We're going to, oh, okay. Just checking. Like no one called this out before it went to camera. That's what pure, like completely shocking to me, is that's what's happened. And then you have the whole Twitter community and Facebook community and Instagram community all going after this wig about how bad it is. Like, to me, if I were the person on that show, I would be devastated to know that that's what's happened.
I feel so sorry for the actor and the character and the wig maker. If this is what I would like to think that the wig makers wanted to change it. They were horrified by what they saw and they wanted to change it, but they said no. But the production said no.
What if you found out it was his real hair? What if that came out?
It's not his real hair.
I know it's not.
Yeah,
obviously.
I feel even more sorry for him. I was saying, dude.
He's like, come on, man.
Alicia has a good point. Why did they just use the same type of wig as Corley's? And then they could, if they didn't want it to be full length, like, because he's older, they could have at least had it not that weird, awkward length, as Tatiana said. They could have had it just below the shoulders, or like the guy on the left he has it sort of going down the back.
Yeah. And it looks dry because it's so short. It looks dry, like the hair is dry. Like you see Corley's, his dress are luxurious. They're fluffy and they're fabulous. You see the guy on his side, his hair looks full and manly and luxurious.
Yeah.
His hair looks dehydrated. Like he hasn't had like one bit of moisture except salt. I was like,
Yeah, Claire says I feel sorry for the actor too. Yeah, what are you going to do when you're the actor? You have no choice. And like that's what you're stuck with.
Here's the thing, because people can be very stupid. They see that wig, they're going to go after the actor. It's the same thing as with Rhaegar's wig in the flashback in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that poor actor, yeah.
Wig. They went after the actor when he had no choice in the matter. Yeah. Maybe like
Asen says it's two different. I'm assuming though, like Asen's it's just two people. That's not very many. I don't think IMDb has the full list of people working on the show. Because it seems not a lot. I love 30 Days because he's sort of like outside of this. He says, I'd have to disagree, as I know some white people can do great things with black hair, just need to hire someone with that skill set. Okay, that's a fair point.
That's great.
I think what the point was,
it's not. As long as if someone can do like both black coarse hair and more smoother hair, great. Just hire someone with that.
Would either of you two ladies sit in the seat after they said, "I'm sure I can figure it out"? Like that's crazy.
That's what the comment is. Like, so I think if you had a stylist who said, "Oh no, I've worked on this hair before." Oh, okay. Great. Like if you've been trained, and you could certainly, specialize on that. Like I had one wig person that I worked with, and she'd worked with all types of different hair, and she was very, very skilled at that because she started in opera and she worked with all types of, she'd been trained. So if you've been trained, that's one thing. But I think if you're like, we know that a lot of people will lie to get a job, or they'll, fake it till they make it. And I feel that's what's going on here. There's a little bit of fake it till you make it. But even if that was the case, all they had to do is say, production had to do like a screen test or before they got to camera to say, look, you guys have to fix this. This is not like
two good ones. They're like, well, we did the other one. Let's do it different. Let's do it terrible. Because we got these two really good ones right here. So how do they have the one that's just the worst? I mean, I don't get how that happens.
I think it's a combination of things, as Tatiana's saying. I think the length is awkward, and I think his dreads, his locks, are skinnier. So it's more like built up on the top. I think it's just the way they built it. It's an odd design of a wig.
It looks like it looks like a wig. It looks like a sad.
It's almost like a hat. It looks like he's wearing like a wool hat
with the top dead in.
Yeah. There was this really, really funny post somebody had done on Twitter of like a guy wearing yellow dreads. It was so funny. Like it was like it was like really super ugly, and I almost died laughing. I think Ace soon saw it. Okay, so and like at the head table we were saying I think that's Rhaenyra. Could possibly be the wedding. And also we see Viserys maybe wearing his crown. It looks like a mop for cleaning, says Asun. Yes, she saw it. It was so terrible. Yeah, Angela versus Locks aren't that stiff. Head.
Just no.
Okay, so should we, Justin, I'm just going to get you to move along because I'm going to have to wrap things up soon.
I'm already, yep. All right, so they're moving.
Thank you, my dear. And I just want a little bit of time to look at Tatiana's pictures too.
We got Miss Arya here.
Oh yeah. So Miss Arya. Well, I love this. Okay. Well, I mentioned in my video, I love this actress a lot. She's amazing. She's in she's in Ex Machina. And now you can't really see a lot of it, but what did you think of that costume, Tatiana? You said you thought it was kind of modern.
I liked it. I mean, it does look a bit modern, but again, we only see like this much.
Yeah, and she's from Lise, and it kind of feels a little bit like it's, exotic, a little more exotic.
It does feel vaguely Asian-esque.
Asian-esque,
fish out of water.
Her hair. Yeah, her hair. I kind of like her hair. It kind of reminds me of Melisandre's hair a little bit.
A little bit in her intro, yeah.
Yeah, in her intro, yeah. I think she's wearing, and her earrings look interesting.
I'm not super sure on the dynasty, but I think it's like Tang Dynasty. Please don't quote me on this. Do your own research. But
Patricia, the actress is Japanese.
Like a bump. I think in the Tang Dynasty of China, they had like a bump as part of their hairstyles, and oftentimes they like wear it long with the bump, and it looks gorgeous. The actress looks beautiful.
You could slip this in a Star Wars trailer and not even throw it off a little bit, but I think she looks beautiful. It's definitely a cool shot.
Yeah, she's supposed to be very, seductive, but also kind of like really awful, like a really horrible person.
She's a spot. She's a very. I call her a very.
Usually are.
She's Varys. She's kind of a Varys, but
she's like a Varys, exactly. They're both from Lise.
I like to look at her a little bit more. I'm sorry for being misogynistic, but I like looking at her a little bit more.
I don't know if she has light hair. She's supposed to be very pale, so they've obviously gone a different direction.
Yeah,
with that, I kind of like that the casting is more diverse. Like I'm very thrilled with that, and not just this needs to happen. And I mean, The Expanse, one of my favorite shows, is like I commended that show when it first came out. Like an amazingly diverse cast. We still have obviously most of the principal characters are white. But I am happy to see more diversity in the show. And then here's Allison. And, we saw this costume before. I know it's funny. Such a Justin. I'm such a tool. So after I watched his video, I was like, oh my God, she does have like full sleeves. I couldn't see them in the teaser when I first watched it, but he had some really good still images. So yeah, she's got full sort of sleeves. So it is definitely sort of, Tudor. For sure. And I like her hair down actually in this scene. So it's almost making me think that she's coming from maybe her chambers or something like that.
She really wants to cut some bread, I guess, or something. I don't know. She's going to cut the haggis. Yeah, because the Kingsguard don't look all
with
that.
The dirk.
Look at them. They're like just chilling for the most part. And she looks.
They're like,
great.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some speculation to what this scene is. And,
it's I guess they dusted off that cat spa and like brought it out.
I know. They were like, it was sort of funny.
Pit of the archives they had.
Yeah, happy cakes as most of these people are horrible. It's so true.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, about. This is why I was saying it was a little bit like Young and the Restless. Like it. Fire and Blood's a little bit like Young and the Restless gone crazy. You always have to have a cat fight. There's always a cat fight in there. There's always some murder and mayhem, and then there's a trial. It sort of just reminds me of Young and the Restless a bit.
If you want to see some good people, go to the graveyard.
It's so true.
Yeah.
That's why I always say if there was a zombie apocalypse, I'd be one of the first dead because all the nice people would be dead.
I think I'd thrive, but let's keep.
Oh, you probably would. Yeah,
I'm a dirtball. All right.
No, I'm just totally kidding.
I like it. I'm ready for it. All right.
Yeah, I suspect that she was maybe in her chambers or something like that, and she's coming because she's got her headdress off because she was wearing that headdress. Originally.
Her hair
or maybe it fell off. Who knows?
Her hair is giving me some Merida realness right now.
Yeah,
and I'm for it. It's like
I like her hair a lot, actually. I do.
Although the wig is not fully on point. You can see it's like a wig a bit like around the hairline, but
and we had that happen with Sansa, like, because like Sophie Turner had to in later seasons wear a wig, and you kind of see a little bit of a bump at the front just because they could incorporate her own hair. It's actually very close to the actor's natural hair, like it's maybe a little bit more auburn. Yeah, I think she's a redhead here, but I think, which is an interesting choice because I think most of the time I've usually seen her a bit more.
She has hair. Like she's like dark hair, like the official illustrations are like she's dark haired.
She's dark haired. Okay, so they've decided to go with more like a catnip, a Catelyn Stark sort of color.
Yeah.
It's not her wig. Oh, is that her hair?
Oh, it's her real hair. Oh,
are you kidding? Really? Why does it look so weird at the? Oh, well, they must have added extensions though. Her hair's not that long, is it?
I think it looks good, Olivia. Don't blame me.
I need to see this.
Well, it's awfully long. Like the actress doesn't have hair that long.
You want me to pull?
Okay, I'll have to look at some other pictures to know for sure. I thought it was a wig because even like Catelyn Stark, the actress who played her, she did have hair pieces, like they used her own hair, Michelle Fairley, but they incorporated some pieces into it because like that's clearly down to her, mid, like maybe her elbow almost, to give her more that sort of look. But anyway, I don't have anything to say about this.
She's Tatiana, a redhead, but her hair is not that long.
Yeah. So I think she's wearing a fall or some pieces in there. So
she's probably wearing. I think she's wearing a wig. Mm-hmm. She's wearing a wig. That's a wig, girl. That's a wig.
Yeah. There's something going on there. She's either wearing a full wig or she's got some hair pieces in there.
Yeah.
Because she looks like a brunette to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but all these other pictures are like pictures of her from sets and projects. So like likely not. Well, this is an interview. This is an interview, but I don't know. I can't tell anything. That's why.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I guess. Well, it's below her shoulders in that one. Okay, we'll have to see. I still think there's some additional hair that's been added though, and probably some color if it's not a full wig. A lot of times the actors prefer to wear a wig though because they don't like having their hair, colored bleached and all that
or anything. Yeah,
exactly. So, and then so Justin, do you mind just going through to the picture of the two girls? I'm just going to skip over this part here.
Gotcha.
Thank you, my friend.
Joe Jonas should have shared some of his hair care tips with Sophie.
Nah.
Yeah. So, and then here's that style again on Rhaenyra, right? Like that sort of really nice. I call it like it's sort of like Princess Grace with Monaco. I don't know if you remember her, Tatiana. Grace Kelly. When she got married.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me a bit of that.
Yeah.
So, so there was some discussion about whether this is actually Allison's green dress, and I don't think it is.
This doesn't look like her hair here is brown. It's not red. So.
Well, I think this is young Allison.
Yeah, so, but their hair changed from dark to red.
Well, who knows, Tatiana? Jeez.
Yeah, they're filtered. They're crazy.
Maybe she fell into a bowl of henna or something.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
No, I don't know. It might just be the lighting though. Who knows? But there were some people who said that dress was green, and I'm like, I don't think so. And also, I said to Justin, yeah, there's Grace Kelly there.
Yes. It looks kind of seafoam.
I'm colorblind, so she took me to town.
Honestly, the green matches the banners, the Tarly banners. So maybe she's a Tarly. She's Lady Tarly at the time because the princess will be sitting with Lady Tarly.
Well, I mean, if I still think it's right. I think it's Allison personally. I don't think it's Lady Tarly. And because like there, I know the dragon was saying he thought it might have been at Horn Hill, but I don't know. I don't know why they would focus on those two if it was not, unless they were trying to confuse us.
Yeah, there's a pinnacle moment in the story in which one wears black and red,
Yeah,
the
one
Targaryen
wears
colors
green,
and
the other
green.
wears
Yeah,
black.
so a lot of people are interpreting this. I'm one of those. I'm colorblind as all hell. I am siding with Heidi on this. I don't know. I do think they're depicting that situation or teasing it, and this might not be actually.
They're teasing it. Yeah. So there's a good chance that she might be right. It might be a different actress. I just thought it was her because I saw pictures.
Is there a young Alicent?
The young Alicent.
Is there one?
Yeah, you remember the one of her in that blue dress within the carriage?
Oh, yep, I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah. So that was the one I thought it was like that. But also I said to Justin that to me, or in the book, it's at a feast, at the opening feast.
Yeah.
So that's when they're supposed to be wearing the two different things. And I don't know what's going on with that collar that Rhaenyra's wearing. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's feathers. It's kind of crazy though. It's
very Tudor.
Crazy.
And if you look at the knights that are jousting here, and you look at chivalric law in the first series, you'll notice that I think that they're just this is a Tarly knight that's jousting. Okay.
Yes.
So they would hang their colors to showcase to the crowd who is currently fighting.
I totally agree with you, Justin. Yeah. So Justin was saying, as you know, so the Tarly knight is on the Tarly side, and so they would hang his banners, and then on the opposite side they would hang the who is it, the Boltons or what have you. So this would have been pulled right back up into place, when the next knights. Hi, Roanna. Roanna said, I think young Alicent posted on Instagram screenshot that said it was her in the picture.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think it's a lighting thing, because I don't remember in the other picture I saw, which again wasn't a proper, this is the thing we don't have all the information. I just think if they're going to have her in a green dress, they're going to make it a huge moment. It's going to be like, it's going to be a big deal, because it's like pivotal and everyone's been waiting for that. Right. So I don't think this dress is green enough to be green. It's, as others are saying, it's kind of more teal, because like the green on the Horn Hill or the Tarly banners, that's not even really that much of a green. It's kind of almost like a blue green.
It just comes down to where you see, like, some people see conspiracy, I see incompetence. So like because like, look at how much they're getting. I know we got to get through this, but look at how much, like, they're getting so much buzz about this scene alone. They really are. There's like tons of videos already made about this, right? This very scene, people arguing about where this is. So like, I don't see conspiracy, I see incompetence, and I see a lot of issues with light. So I believe this is that scene that they're depicting. Because if there isn't, they're just very fucking clever.
Okay, Justin, I'll tell you what. If you're right, I will. I'll buy you a coffee.
Sweet. I drink really expensive coffee.
No, you're right. They've got this. They've got us all talking.
It worked either way.
The white wig looks not white, but more bluish gray. Yeah, so for sure, there's something. Yeah, it almost looks gray. Like her wig almost looks gray.
All right. You broke my heart when you told me it wasn't green, because I really am colorblind. I'm like, what? I was dumbfounded.
Yeah, but Tree says we need the Lord of Light to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so the only comment I had made about the knights fighting is that they're not wearing surcoats, but I'm just giving up on that. We're not going to see surcoats on the knights, because they just don't do that in Game of Thrones for some reason. And it was funny because I did A Knight's Tale as well, the video on A Knight's Tale, and I said the same thing. No one is wearing a surcoat. And the thing that was so funny is that the actor, Rufus Sewell, who was playing one of the knights in it, he's wearing almost black armor.
Yeah, the Black
Prince.
The villain. He's the Black Prince.
He's wearing almost like gray black armor, and he said he was dying, and one of the reasons why is because he wasn't wearing a surcoat, because the surcoat's supposed to reflect this, like the light, like it's supposed to, when the sun hits, you have it to protect, otherwise you're kind of like cooking in the armor, right? You're actually cooking in it. So not only does it represent your sigil or your house, but it also prevents you from cooking in your armor.
And it identifies your main protagonist. Like, they're like, oh, why can't we put a helmet on? Because nobody knows. Like, surcoat. Surcoat.
Yeah.
Put a surcoat on
Yeah,
them.
and some of them would have had their helmets also, like we saw with Daemon Targaryen. They would have like a specialized kind of helmet that would be specific to him. And I thought they did a good job with, let's say, in Game of Thrones with Loras Tyrell. Even though he wasn't wearing a surcoat, you knew kind of that he was the Prince of Flowers, because he had flowers metal flowers all over his armor.
Difference between life and death in a battle. They knew it was somebody they could ransom for money. So that's why these legendary knights didn't get killed, because it's not lucrative to kill them. It's like, look at me. Please look at, if I was a sigil, it would be just so much money. It would literally say, don't kill me. My family will give you so much effing money. Yeah. All right.
You wouldn't want it to be a target. That would be bad.
Yeah, it would just be cash symbols.
Like a circle with a cash symbol.
Yeah, I am going to give you so much. Please don't.
Okay, so we're just going to go to the last few slides, and then we're going to have, guys, before you go, we're going to have a little look at some of Tatiana's designs. It's a little treat for y'all. Okay, so this is older Laner. Is this wig any better?
Angles
older
better.
Laner damn near killed her.
I don't know.
Maybe
because it's tied back, it looks better. Maybe he should just keep it tied back.
It is tied back. Yes.
I think I have a front shot.
So
there's been some discussion about what the scene is. I really don't know. Some people are saying they're just horse fighting, like they're just horseplay kind of thing.
Maybe that's its lover.
Yeah, I think it is actually, and I think they are sparring, and I think that these are boys roughhousing, not horse fighting. All right, that's different. They're roughhousing, maybe.
Roughhousing.
Yeah, they're when you're
sparring.
Yeah, they're sparring. It gets because it looks like that's like the master of arms or something, or another buddy right back there saying, "Whoa, you guys are getting out of control." I don't know. It's out of context. It's a teaser. It's like analyzing a series.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Dune. If you guys, anybody's seen the trailer, there's a scene where Gurney and Paul are going full on at it, and it's because Gurney said, "You better fight me properly," because he's like, Paul's like, "I don't feel like it." No, you better. Otherwise, and then they are pretty like full on, like it looks like they're going to try to kill each other, but they're not.
Sparring's impossible for that not to happen. I box and you would always have a hard hit, then the other guy hits you back, then it's a fight, it gets broken up. I think that's what this is.
Okay. Yeah. So we're pretty sure because after this teaser came out, they announced the casting of older Laner. So this is the thing, it's going to be really, really weird. A little bit like Dark, you have to keep track of like old Laner, young Laner, old Lena, young Lena, old, so it's going to be, it's because you're going to have double cast. And then I'm wondering even if they're going to do another, like maybe even younger version of them or not. So whereas in Game of Thrones, they didn't do that. They only had the odd, like, because I think that was a Dave and Dan
that was like
request not to do flashbacks.
Oh, we don't do that, but we're terrible at everything else. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Like, okay.
Yeah, okay, guys.
So they used Bran, like kind of time travel. I thought that actually was a clever device.
Well, it's part of the story too.
I thought that worked really well.
Yeah, like it was an easy out not to do flashbacks when you have a guy that travels through time, right?
Yeah,
it's not really a principle.
Alicia says the ponytail. She thinks it makes it look worse.
It is longer though, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's just
honestly after the horror of having it down, this for me is a mild step up, not a big step up. Mild.
I feel bad for younger Laner though, because he's a really handsome actor. He's a really good looking guy. And I feel kind of like it's unfair to him and he's supposed to be attractive. He's supposed to be quite attractive. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm sure
I'll just have to just overlook it. I mean, I've seen lots of shows with bad wigs and still have enjoyed the show. So Asus says, as a child, when you cut a doll's hair, which has lots of hair, it looks like that. Oh my gosh. I've been begging. I'm like, Asun, would you ever please come on Game of Queens? You'd be so good. She's like, no, I don't. So when you want to look at the last picture, Justin, and then we'll look at Tatiana's.
We're at the back of the throne.
Guys, the reason why I have to wrap up a little early is because on Fridays we do movie night, and guess what we're watching tonight? It's gonna be so good.
What?
Watching Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
we're doing Halloween movies.
Nice.
That's Angel Ever says the actor is a cutie. Well, I think actually the whole young cast is pretty good looking.
Yeah, they're all very handsome people.
I saw some of the casting though for the young Targaryens. I'm like, I don't know, like it was so weird. Like it was just such a, I don't know. We'll have to just see. We'll have to see how that all looks in the show. But I have a feeling that Aegon is going to be a little bit like a Joffrey Baratheon type in the show.
Makes sense.
So, okay, so there's the last scene. And someone was saying, and I think rightly so, this reminded them of Daenerys Targaryen. What did you think of this, you guys? Justin,
I like that they tried to make the Iron Throne more like the book.
Yeah, Justin said that.
Yeah, I said that a year ago on a stream and got crapped on for that idea. Everybody said it was the dumbest thing, and now everybody's so pumped about this. Yeah.
And
I mean, it's still not the full thing. I wish I liked that, like the height.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, now it looks like it's even lower than in the original, than in the show, than in Game of Thrones.
I think it's kind of cut off there, though. It's cut off at this one point, I think. Like, it's not the full height of it. That's there. Yeah, there it is.
They've lined the stairs with the swords. And then it's
that ain't dangerous. It was funny. I was just thinking about when poor Viserys, like when he has gout and he's like, he has a difficult time getting up the stairs. Yeah. He doesn't have a railing and he's going to end up like falling. I think he cuts his hand actually at one point, doesn't he, Justin?
They all do. Heavy wears are, wears the crown. That's like they take it to the next degree with this story because they're always cutting themselves with it. It's less symmetrical, but it's like a haircut, right? You could take this. This makes sense that you could get rid of this stuff. And swords would come off, right? Because, that's not a very practical landing. So I think they did it right. It's not as crazy as the books, but they took steps. And it makes sense because you see them renovate. Even Joffrey renovates.
It makes sense. But...
so Claire was saying, I think her wig does look nice here.
If at least behind the throne, it looks a bit more... Even if it's not like the height, like behind the throne, it looks like a fan.
Yeah, it's not as
symmetrical. Also because she's so far away as well, it just looks too small. The scale isn't right, but maybe as you get closer, it's better. Like we haven't seen a shot of like the king in the throne. So I like her hair here. I can't exactly tell what she's wearing. It looks like I don't know, a surcoat or maybe a sideless gown, or maybe a Renaissance gown. I'm not really sure. It looks like it has cap sleeves over a long sleeve. But I like her hair here. It reminds me of Dany, like a young Dany, like before she did all her conquering and had the braids and all that.
Oh, Dany had more bushy hair.
Yeah, it's definitely. But do you remember in season 1 when her brother comes to her and says, "Oh, here, dear sister, I have this dress for you," and she's just getting out of the tub?
Yeah,
that's sort of what I was thinking of. It was kind of just long and simple. And didn't have all her waves. Yeah. That's I guess that's what I was thinking of. Just a simple braid down the back. So kind of innocent before everything goes to shit.
Oh, that's a very good observation. Yeah. No, well, I don't know why I'm surprised. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a long time. That's very astute right there. That's true.
I can't wait.
Is she wearing a crown here? Oh, the gown. Oh, sorry. I thought you said is the crown gold. I think the bodice is gold, I think. Or maybe, and then maybe the sleeves are bronze or something. Asun? It's
I'm not sure, or copper.
Or copper. It's like maybe some kind of metallics. But it would be nice to see. It could even be like leather. I don't know.
Somebody needs to get them a color wheel because these filters are ridiculous. It really is. Yeah.
A color wheel.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna nail one.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the last frame. So Tatiana, before we go to your photos, are there any last thoughts? Anything that you're hoping to see? Anything? Any final thoughts you have on this? There's lots of time still.
Please be good. Please be good. Please.
Oh, thanks, Oberon.
That's all I asked for.
Just be good. Fingers crossed. So I kind of like, and this is something I've been saying for a while, and I said this to the dragon, that until we have more information, this is why I feel I don't really like analyzing, the behind the scenes pictures as much, because it's not really fair to the designers and so on. And so I'm hoping that we get some official photos, like maybe an Entertainment Weekly spread of some kind, maybe a more fleshed out trailer. That's what I'm sort of hoping for. And I'm hoping for, some lace and some ermine and some furs and more jewelry. And yeah, Ace, and I don't know if we're going to get any embroidery. The other thing, oh, this is my other want. I would love it if they did. This is something I'm kind of surprised they haven't done, is instead of doing store-bought fabrics, I'd love to see some original like screen printed fabric, or like Michelle did. Had fabric made, like the dagger fabric that Joffrey wore, you know, the velvet dagger fabric. She had that made. And she had I'm pretty sure she had Cersei's wedding, gown that she wore to Sansa's wedding. I think she had that fabric made as well. And then with the embroidery on it. And she had also Cersei's black dagger fabric made as well. So I would just love to see maybe some custom made fabric.
They're going to be so mad at you when they're working and slaving away on that. They're like, oh, I'd like to see this. I'd like to see that.
I had this one girl comment, and I was kind of like thinking, are you working on the show or something? Because she was just like, oh, and she was really mad at me about it. And I'm like, are you working on the show? Because why are you getting so defensive about it? Like, I'm just, giving my opinion.
Well, didn't you say The Witcher had like 200 or something? Like, what? It was a crazy number.
2,000 costumes.
My God, yeah.
Or sorry, not the Witcher.
Shadow and Bones. Was it Shadow and Bones?
Shadow and Bone had 2,000 costumes. Yes.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Impressive.
Oh, yeah. Angel Over probably. She said, I thought Oberon's yellow outfit fabric was made. It's possible. She had a lot of it. Like in there, because they're doing like 3D printing now. Like even in Westworld, they had 3D printed fabric. Or even just go to a mill and go, here, I have this design. Can you weave this for me? They can do that. So I'm just, rather than just going to Top Fabric and buying all your fabric. Because according to Top Fabric, she said they bought thousands of meters of fabric from them.
If we have less quotes from them, you know why. Yeah. Heidi's costing them business.
Sorry, what's that, Tatiana?
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say that I would have liked to have seen some Asian influence in the Targaryen costumes, because they're from Valyria, and Valyria is considered like, Asian-esque, because Essos, but it looks like they focus more on like Byzantine, Slavic / Tudor England /
yeah, and I think that's why and I think that's why the Lannisters have Asian style costumes, because they were influenced by the Targaryens. You see the kimono style gowns, or you see the Japanese style armors that the Lannisters wore. I think that's where a lot of that came from. Oh, what did 30 Days say? That's nuts, about buying thousands of yards of fabric, or meters. Actually, it's probably meters because it's metric. Oberon says, I think the costumes are quite nice. However, I'm getting a little nervous because I'm not seeing a big difference between each of the kingdoms.
That's a good point.
How many kingdoms have we seen, though?
I mean,
we haven't seen.
So far, we've seen the Valyrians, the Hightowers, and the Targaryens.
Mm-hmm.
Technically a Bolton, but barely. Or at least somebody from. Yeah, we've seen 3.
Yeah, the Lannisters were rich and would buy lots of fabric. Well, they like to show their wealth, right?
Yeah.
So Justin, do you mind?
I got it.
So guys, just to wrap things up, what we're going to do is Tatiana did some illustrations, some renderings, some costume designs. So we're just going to go through them. And Justin has some he's got one on the left right now, but we're going to.
I don't know where you want me to start. I'm going to start with this gentleman right here. Oh, you want me to go full? Okay.
Sorry, 30 Days. No, I was talking about the what? I don't know what that just is.
2,000 costumes for
yeah, 30 Days. I know, that's crazy. That's because, you know what the thing is, though, they're doing another season, so that'll be an investment because they'll be able to reuse a lot of those. Because the same with Michelle Clapton, she, they had an enormous amount of costumes that they made, but then they were able to use them, a lot of them. So this is the first one. So Tati, I'm going to let you explain what we're seeing here.
Oh, can you see it? Can you see it?
I can see it. Justin's just moving the title.
Yeah, I wasn't expected that to take this full screen. I'm fired.
Oh, you can shrink it down a bit, or can you?
I can. I did. Here we go.
Oberon saying, at this point, I'm expecting the Dornish wearing a flamenco-inspired dress. Laugh out loud.
Here we go.
No, will we see the Dornish? I'm hoping we will. Will we?
Probably.
Justin, you know the book better than me.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's no, yeah, there's absolutely no reason why we would have to be honest with you right now, in this. But I wouldn't. I would assume that there would be somebody, because that's kind of what the Valerians are going to bring to the table, is because they are worldly, right, in seafaring, that, you know, and obviously Dorne's within Westeros, but, you know, I think that we're going to get more of a global look. I think they're going to expand. But yeah, I think you could tell this story without Dorne, to be honest. I'm not saying they should. People, whatever, hate me. I don't know. But yeah, you could technically do it. I don't think they should. So, but no promises. I'd rather see Lys and stuff like that. I'd rather see the real East.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, Tatiana.
No, I was just gonna let Tatiana talk a little bit about the character and who this is and what the costume is.
Okay, so this and another one are basically my fashions for old Valyria. This would be Daenerys the Dreamer's husband, Gaemon the Glorious, and well, brother husband. And like I inspired myself in this one in particular in like the Babylonian civilization. And because like when people think Valyria, they think Greco-Roman, right? And that's like what they all think. But like I want to do something different. So for the men in Valyria, I thought more Babylonian, and the women more Minoan civilizations from Crete, which you will see later. So yeah, that's basically what I did.
That's beautiful though, and it actually makes a lot of sense too.
So like I was just gonna say, like, for instance, so Tatiana, like, just, you know, she has such a beautiful eye, like immediately, you know, even though you know, this is just an illustration, the other one, Justin, sorry, you can see all of the textures and all of the, you know, beautiful details that she's got in the costume. Can you guys see that costume still? Oh, there
I went back to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then she's also, of course, incorporated the Targaryen sigil, which I, you know, again, like I always think, like, wouldn't they always have something on them that would show their house? Like, I think they would in a lot
exactly
of,
for the reason. Times. Yeah.
Is he wearing like a sort of an armor? Like a Roman armor?
Yeah, like he's wearing like a it's not so much an armor, it's more like a belt.
Oh,
a belt full of rubies.
Oh,
because, like,
beautiful.
The reason why I got inspired by the Babylonians and the Minoans for old Valyria, because honestly it makes more sense to me for them to be more inspired for Valyria than Greco-Roman. Even is because they were both great civilizations for their times, very ahead of their time, who met their end through mysterious circumstances. The Minoans in particular is believed, it's not fully known, but it is believed that it was destroyed by a cataclysmic volcanic eruption on the Aegean Sea, because the Aegean Sea was a volcano at one time. So, and they left very little things behind. There are, like, you can see like frescoes and all that stuff, but there aren't a whole lot of knowledge of what happened for them to meet their demise. So for me, and plus, you see Greco-Roman shit everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. It's really overly done.
How many times have you seen something Babylonian or Assyrian or like anything from like the Age of Iron? No, not the Age of Bronze, the Bronze Age, or the Minoan Age. And if you see that, like the frescoes on like the one palace, the one Minoan palace that remained, the ruins of it, the like they have, it's not frescoes, the mosaics, the costumes were fabulous. And it's like there's so much more than I would like to. And if ever I got to do a costume like something like Game of Thrones or something like that, I would love to like explore more obscure cultures to see how that can like be translated into the screen, and like or more obscure fashions. And so that's why and honestly, I was considering dressing up Gaemon in the Minoan male style.
Oh, okay.
But basically, the Minoan male style is basically like a thong and a cape. And I was like, Sexy.
Yes.
Sexy. Not sure that would work on a place that's surrounded by volcanoes.
So you're kind of drawn from the Age of Heroes, and then you're kind of pulling to the Doom of Valyria within the lore, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Because it makes sense because
Yep.
there's this like again, there's only like I think like a clay an unfinished clay tablet that said that was like a help, like someone's trying to go look for help, and it says these people, something has happened, this is horrible, the city is dying, all this stuff, but that's like the only evidence that we have more or less that something bad happened to like the Assyrians and the Babylonians and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People,
Well,
we don't know much
one of the
about
things I was
their
gonna
demise.
say, Tatiana, is that, like, for instance, you were talking about how you like some of the armors and stuff like that, but like there was some images yesterday that were out, and I was like, like I'm not like enjoying it. I'm not a fan of it. But one of the things is that all the actors have like regular pants and just regular boots that look like they probably go to a medieval shop and buy these, like, I don't know, tall boots. Everyone's wearing them, same leather tall boots. And here you have something really kind of unusual. I don't know if it looks like it's like pieces of leather, or if they're laced or something. I'm not quite sure what you're doing here, but it's very cool. So what's going on there?
Yeah. So I tried to do like a pattern matching kind of thing. I'm not good at pattern matching. So like you can see like the top fabric is like, because I know it's been done to death, but I just love doing scale fabrics.
Yeah, no, I love scales too. So that's what I mean. Like, oh, so for instance, instead of just doing like just a simple leather boot with a leather sole and a heel, I mean, that's basically all we're seeing in in the House of the Dragon on all the characters. And then the women are wearing, like, I don't know, a leather shoe of some kind.
I think as a Western civilization, we tend to I think it's very beautiful what you've done here, because we kind of like, like you're saying, Eastern civilizations, they're just kind of out, right? Like, yeah, we get little hints of them, but no real like actual flavor of them like you have here. It's in our blood, I guess. I don't know. It's not great.
Oberon says, I would honestly love to see genderless, non-binary Valyrian clothing too. Well, I think the Tokar, for instance, is supposed to be a genderless garment worn by both men and women. It's kind of like a hymation, which is like a stola or a palla or a toga, was worn by men or women.
Anything that's not form-fitting, basically.
Anything that's not form-fitting, exactly. Well, now I haven't seen men wear saris, but yeah, in a lot of cultures, it's like just a length of fabric that would be wrapped around the body. I like how his chest is bare. Oh, is it bare? See, I thought that was a breastplate.
No, that's
oh, wow, sexy.
Well, of course, it's a warrior, darling.
So did you hear, I don't know if I ever told you this, but there was this group of warriors, I think they were Greek, who would basically just be naked and they would paint their bodies.
That's all the Greeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and apparently, and the reason, and actually it worked, because what would happen is the other soldiers would show up and they'd be like, what is going on here? No, there was this particular group that painted their bodies in these really bright colors. And then the other group would be like, they would be totally thrown off, and oftentimes they would win the battle because they would just be kind of caught off guard.
You had the
fact they were naked and painted in bright colors.
I think there was a Greek army. Yeah, a Greek army.
A Greek army.
Part of that.
Yeah.
That would just strip naked. They just go into battle naked with there's things just full on.
Absolutely.
Like apparently usually erect. So that would be like, wait, what is happening?
Whoa, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, but a lot of the Greeks, they didn't wear a lot of clothing anyway. They would just walk around with,
the Brits would they would paint themselves blue. I know that. But
yes.
Yeah. The kids.
So, do you want to show, actually, Justin, do you mind showing the female version of this? It's sort of like there's a female
Not at
one,
all.
right?
Yeah. Not at
all.
This is Babylonian.
And also Babylonian. Yeah.
So do you want me to go with this? This is the back. I didn't get this.
No, not that one. It's also red.
Okay. I'm colorblind.
Red, black, I think.
I think. Okay.
Sorry,
I got
Justin.
It's also red, black. Yeah.
He's just gonna find it. There it is. So you want to tell us about this one, Tatiana?
Sure. Oh, give me a second. Let it there. No, is that I only get the gold, the back of the gold wedding dress. I'm not getting the red one.
You'll get it. It's a little bit
Oh,
of a
okay,
delay.
yeah.
You want to do this one or you want to do the other one?
No, no, the other one. This
Oh,
one.
the
There
other
you
one. Okay.
go. Yeah, I got it now. So this is Dany's the Dreamer, at least for me. And this is inspired by the Minoan civilization. And if you look closely, you can see it's also bare-chested. Like the only thing covering her breasts are jewels. Because it's like, because again, I keep thinking it's like in those times they didn't give a shit about being naked or not. For them, it wasn't a big deal.
Shame came later, right?
Exactly, with the Christianity.
Hey, there you go. Yep, sorry. Yep.
Sorry to all Christians out there, but it's true.
It is true.
But basically, yeah, this I got inspired by the statue of their snake goddess. If you see like the famous statue of the snake goddess, it's like the goddess with like the two, with like the
yeah,
two
they're holding
serpents.
the snakes,
It's
the
basically,
fertility.
yeah, it's basically like her dress is like an underdress, but with like a lot of strips, and not strips, like squares of fabric, all like sewed in in a row, so it looks like that. And then they have like this apron thing in front, and that's like tight. And by the way, even in Minoan times, they had to be cinched for the gods. They had their waist had to be like this wide. That's why she has the belt around, and then the hair also. The hair, they also wore a lot of pearls and a lot of jewelry in their hair. And I did steal a little bit from like Chinese, from the Tang Dynasty of China, in the Qing. In the Qing was the closures, the black closures in the front of the bodice, and the Tang was like the poof on the hair, because the poof on the hair was a Minoan. That was more Tang. But basically, other than that, like everything is Minoan. And it took me a hell of a long time to do it.
I can imagine there's so much detail. How many rubies?
All of them. All the rubies.
Leela Bluepin says, for any anime fans, imagine Minoan as JoJo's costuming, flamboyant, revealing, and genderless. My son is a big fan of JoJo. I bought him a couple of JoJo books, but I don't know if you know that show, Tatiana.
No, I haven't really seen a lot of anime since I left high school.
Oberon says, honestly, this looks brilliant and weirdly enough makes a lot of sense. Love it. And Claire says, love the jewelry. It is gorgeous.
Oberon,
she's got all the
Oberon Iron says the Valerian created the free the nipple movement.
Okay, Justin,
yep.
I'm going to have to wrap it up at 8:30. So do you mind? Sorry, Tatiana.
Yeah.
Also, there is a quick connection to the Gemstone Emperors, of the Dawn Age, for you deep dive out there for the World of Ice and Fire. So definitely you could have some connections right there. But which one do you want me to go to?
The purple one.
Okay.
So
now
beautiful.
I'm learning my color wheel. All right. I think, right? No, it'll take you 10 seconds, but I think I'm there. Is it? She has spirals. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So is this a wedding dress you said?
Yeah, like between doing Valerian stuff, I was watching a lot of Serious to the Dress, I think, and I basically got into like doing dresses, like wedding dresses, just for the shit of it. But it's like I thought, like, what would I want for my wedding dress? So this is basically it, or at least partially that one. Yeah, that one.
See, this isn't off the shoulder, but this totally works for me. You know what I mean? Like, I know you say I love off the shoulder, but this is like, those sleeves are so gorgeous. It looks like a Balenciaga kind of like.
Yeah, I was thinking, like my mind just went to like Fairy Queen, the queen of the fairies, like Titania type stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I love well, I guess that's her veil, but you have like it also the overlace on the gown too.
Yeah, I like everything to match. And like everything, everything I tried to like model it after the jewelry, because the jewelry is actual jewelry that I have that my dad got for me.
Oh,
That
yeah.
he
Clara
like
says this would be beautiful on Sansa.
yeah, like this could be like Sansa's dress if she had married Loras.
Yes, exactly.
What a
I
happy
love
marriage.
that.
Could be my
Yeah.
bride from earlier too. You got to make this.
I don't
funny.
know what would happen. Or Loras, and actually in the book, I think she's supposed to marry Loras's brother
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Well,
Highgarden.
Loras gets melted.
A Tyrell. If she had married a Tyrell,
She had
this
married
more
a
or less is what she
Tyrell.
would have done.
Yes. And he had lemon cakes and
She still would have been happier. Yeah.
yeah.
She would have been happier anywhere that's not with
Well,
with the
maybe she can
monsters.
make her. Maybe now that she's Queen of Winterfell, she can make her own dress.
Yeah, not a high
should just
bar
wear it
for
around.
happiness at that point.
Oberon says,
Now-
now I need anti-GOK from Say. Gawk from Say?
Say
Say
yes,
yes
to the dress.
to the dress Lancashire dressed as a Babylonian. Laugh out loud.
Yes, I am okay with this. If you have ever seen Say Yes to the Dress in Lancashire, you understand. Yes.
The other one I was thinking of, because it kind of reminds me, who is it that she wears a lot of purple. She's really beautiful in Game of Thrones.
Marjorie wears a lot of purple.
Marjorie? No, it's not Marjorie.
No, she's not. Sorry, she's not in the show. She's a book character.
Oh.
She wears and her brother is one of the knights, and he has I keep thinking Alysanne, but it's not Alysanne.
Are you talking about Ashara Dane? You're talking about Ashara Dane?
Ashara Dane.
Ashara Dane.
Purple eyes.
Yes. Purple eyes. Well, I don't know. I always see her in purple.
No, I think she did.
people
No,
are matching.
she did. Yeah, yeah.
I think people are always matching her
Yeah, she did.
eyes to her or her gowns to her eyes. So I don't know. Anyways, but her hair. Yeah, this is more. I think.
Oh
Great
yeah,
Sansa.
but that's because the Dane's sigil has a purple background. It's like a silver.
That's
on
right.
purple.
Yes, with a star.
Yes.
Has it got a star on it? Yeah.
Yeah, with the shooting star and the sword.
shooting star, exactly. So maybe that's why I
Yeah.
thought of that. But because of those sleeves, I was thinking, oh, that would be really nice. Now, is it open in the front and like in crisscross laced kind of thing? How is that?
He has a bit of a plunging neckline.
A plunging neckline, yeah.
Down to
Yeah,
like here.
super beautiful.
And
No,
and
the
he has
sleeves
like
are everything.
flowers, like embroidered flowers all over the front.
Oh, so beautiful.
And
And
then,
then on the skirt as well, you have
is tiered lace.
a Sharadane. Yes. Thank you guys. Oh, Lady Leaf is still here. Hello. And then on the bottom of those, are those like, is it embroidered flowers or what do you have there on the bottom
Those,
and then on
I
the
think
train?
I think that I'm not sure. I think
I
it
like
might.
it.
I think it's more lace than anything else.
It's beautiful. Could even be a bit of beading.
And there's also, I think, if the next one, there's also the back. Because I also did the back.
Mhm.
If you have it there, it took me a while to do the back actually.
Justin, do you have the back of the purple
I'm
one?
there right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, there it
Take
is.
you a second.
Perfect. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Amaze boss with
I
the
went a
veil.
bit Victorian with the back with the
Yeah.
with the train.
Mhm.
The train is like Phantom of the Opera of 1870-ish.
Yeah,
And I
it's
also wear
gorgeous.
like a deep back.
Are
And
these?
Is Asen still here? Just wanted to hear what she thinks of this.
Do you have these available on your Instagram or anything, or do you have a website,
It's
Tatiana?
it's on my blog.
Your blog.
It's
okay.
on TatianaMillennials.com.
All right, we'll have to
So-
link that then, Heidi.
Go
Yeah, we'll
there.
put the link. So is Gok sorry, everyone's talking about that now. Is that an anime?
No,
gonna ask
he's like the host of the Lancashire version of Say Yes to the Dress, the show.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and,
Okay.
and everybody loves him because he's like super sweet and super nice.
Aw. Yeah,
And
everyone loves
he
it.
always knows how to treat a bride.
That's awesome. So, Justin, we just have that one other one left, right? Oh, is that him there?
Yeah, the gold one. I think
Looks like he's lost weight and then gained weight. Did he lose weight at one point?
Wait, who lost weight and where?
Gok There's a
Hey,
picture there. He looks like
Yeah, but I mean, come on, we all do. Yeah, yeah, it fluctuates. I don't know who he is, but yeah, it's normal. It happens.
I have that.
Yeah, we all
I
get it.
lose
Yeah,
weight, gain weight.
Real
He's, like,
people
super
problems.
nice.
Yeah. I should be on the gold
Hey,
one.
Justin, is there a front one of this one? I love the back on that.
I do.
Oh yeah, that's the back.
Yeah, I don't have a.
Oh, I didn't send you the front?
I sent you the front.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I didn't send it to you?
Let me check.
Oh dear.
Oh,
That's
fire.
probably my bad.
Let's see.
Oberon says this needs to be a series. If this is what you do with the Valyrians, I cannot wait to see what you do with the Reach and Sunspear.
Oh, dude, you should totally, dude, you need to go to my blog because I have an entire page just dedicated to Game of Thrones costumes that I've designed.
All right, so hold on.
I've
got
done
it.
Valyria. I've done Aegon the
Thanks,
Conqueror
Angel
and his
Lover.
sisters. I've done Sansa, Cersei, Marjorie. I did one on Ilaria. I even did one on Lady Tarly because I just hated those costumes so much.
Oh, there you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I forget to send it to you?
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, Justin.
No, it was clearly my fault. Yeah.
That's okay. You recovered.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and then you did also some of Sansa. Or no,
yeah,
you did one. No,
and you did three on Sansa.
And you did Lyanna.
I did I have a bunch of them. I have also
Night of the Laughing Tree.
Targaryen too.
Did you do Night of the Laughing Tree? You did Visenya.
Yeah.
You did.
I've done Aegon, Visenya, Rhaenys, Dany of Oldstone, Second Targaryen. Yeah. I've done Cersei, Sansa, Marjorie.
They're in all of our videos too.
Daenerys.
We put all of at least the book, like all the prequel characters in the series.
I think they're absolutely beautiful.
Links. Yeah. So this is gorgeous, Tatiana. Tatiana, maybe you'll be a bridal designer.
Yeah, I used to be a wedding DJ. We could have made a lot of money. We could have made a lot of money.
This would actually be a really great wedding dress for. This is my opinion. For a Valyrian, because it looks like shells kind of thing. Like it looks like they look like scallop shells on the front.
Yeah,
like tiers of scallop shells.
I think if Cersei would have married Rhaegar like she wanted to, she would have worn a dress like this.
Oh yes,
with a bit of red in it, with red embroidery.
Yeah, but it definitely would be her style if she would.
But she would have been less. She would have been as
happy ending. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been as hardened at this point, right? So she would have, possibly. Wow, that really reminds me of Dior haute couture dress. Oh yes, actually, yeah. Tatiana, do you know that Dior haute couture dress?
No. Which one?
I'll send you a picture of it later. Yeah, there's one where it has sort of those types of scallops.
Yeah, it's
oh, that's 30 days is going time. He's calling it because he knows my children will be angry with me. We're almost finished.
Yeah, I think this is the last one. So
yeah. So
this is what I would wear as a bride if I wanted to be a queen, not a princess. I don't want to be a princess. I want to be a queen. And like I hate Joffrey, I really do, but his hanging sleeves just floor me. So I basically just took his hanging sleeves for my own.
Yeah, what's weird? I had some people hated the hanging sleeves, and I'm like, really? I love them.
I think they just hate it. Yeah, they just hate anything associated with him. I think. Yeah, Clapton.
Oh, maybe. No, but I had a lot of people who thought his costumes were amazing, even though they didn't like him as a character. They loved his costumes, but people were like, "Oh, those hanging sleeves."
He had style.
Oh, Angel Lover is asking if we're going to do a video on Wheel of Time. Yes, I am. Sorry, when's it out? It's funny because someone said, are you doing Wheel of Time? I'm like, oh, sorry, I haven't watched that show. It hadn't even been out.
How dare you not?
But there's just so many shows, you guys. Oh my God. No, we're definitely going to watch it. We're definitely. Tatiana, are you planning on watching Wheel of Time?
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Who's the big actor in it? It's there's a big actor in it.
Oh,
no, maybe. Oberon, there isn't a time limit. No, it's me. 30 days is bugging me because I said I have to wrap this up like at 8:30 because my kids I'm doing movie night with them and we're gonna watch Hocus Pocus. We do a movie night every Friday. Oh yeah, there it is. It's Rosamund Pike she's like the main character. It's based off of a novelty and a fantasy novel.
Yeah.
Mate, I would wear those hanging sleeves to the supermarket.
See?
Yeah, the chick from Gone Girl.
This is the benefit of having a
It's
Jamie. You know what I mean? Pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
First it was 8, then soon to be 8:30. Laugh out loud. Yeah. 30 days is my like tangent monitor.
I think we're done now. I think we're good.
Oh, so Angel says it's a 13-part book series. Did you want to just talk about the back though? You didn't even get to show the back.
I can do that. Hold on.
That's my favorite part.
Oh, gotta get that down. Okay.
We're keeping Justin on his toes. Justin, you're doing a great job, by the way.
I'm trying here. I almost made a
Doing an
boo-boo
awesome
there.
I kind of like it because I just like, we can just talk and
Yeah, you don't have to like, okay, which pictures am I pulling up? Which pictures? What's
I know,
happening?
it's stressful.
Let's see. So,
Angel's on book 4 now.
Oh, what's that about?
So there's your
know.
back.
I
don't know.
I never even knew it
I don't
existed.
know anything about it. It's kind of like when I watched Shadow and Bone. I didn't know anything about the books.
Well, I'd edited that
Sometimes-
video and I'd never
Sometimes
seen
it's
it.
kind of fun. Sometimes it's fun going into a show not having read anything about it. Yeah. So
It's-
Tatiana, want to just talk a bit about the back there?
Yeah. So I basically wanted, I wanted an open back, but I also wanted like a corset
Mhm.
because my reason. But so I basically did it like a flower, and then it went down into like a corset like structure. And yeah, the same scallop thing goes into the back. So yeah, and again embroidered flowers all over and
So beautiful.
gold lace and stuff. It's a lot.
Mhm.
I'm an extra person.
You ladies should see if you can get these made. You get the connections. It doesn't need. It could be faux jewelry, right? I mean, I'm speaking out of school here, but right, you could make
Oh,
it
I mean,
happen.
I already have the jewelry. Like that's
Oh.
jewelry that my father got for me when I was born. My
Nope.
dad bought the jewelry when I was born, and then he gave it to me for my 21st birthday.
Never mind then.
So-
Yeah, I guess you get the real jewelry, but yeah.
Yeah, Lady Leaf says there's a couple of trailers out about Wheel of Time. I think I've seen one. Anyway, I think it's coming out soon. I can't keep up though. It's like The Expanse. It's like The Witcher, Wheel of Time. So much stuff coming out.
Thank you, Happy Cake.
All right, you ladies want to wrap it up?
Tatiana, thanks so much for sharing those with us. They're just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I should work in House of the Dragon, shouldn't
Yeah,
I?
you should.
I'm too busy with my studies though.
Justin, it's so funny because on your main slide there that you have, it kind of reminded me of the fabric that was on Joffrey Baratheon's. I'm calling it the uterus fabric.
Okay. Placenta made? What are you talking about here?
Well, no, it looks like a uterus and then fallopian tubes. That's what I was calling the fabric. So when you had the main screen, which with the graphics without us on it, it looked like the same.
Oh, I thought you
Fabric.
caught me doing my research, my science. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say Tatiana's an extra queen because unfortunately Aaron isn't here. He's the one in the graphic who's on the far right. So it's us two queens holding things down. Yes, the red and gold brocade. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Angel over. Okay, so Tatiana, thank you so much for doing this with me tonight. We'll do it again soon. And
Of
do you want to
course.
tell everybody, I know you mentioned your website, but do you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Well, I am on Tatiana Melendez PR at Instagram. So you can find me there. Or you can find me on Facebook as Tatiana Melendez. Or you can just go to my blog and just check out my stuff. I have even more stuff from Game of Thrones and even more stuff that's not even Game of Thrones. I have a lot.
And Tatiana and I have a series of videos on all of the prequel characters from Game of Thrones, all of the characters that were characters in the book that weren't in the show. What else was it that we missed? Book characters that are different in the show. I don't know. The Targaryens. We did the Targaryen queens. We did the Targaryen queens. We did something like 8 videos.
We did
Tatiana
a
and I
lot.
did.
We did
We
like
did a
everything
lot.
from the Targaryens to non-Targaryens, like throughout the ages.
You're
Yeah,
at that point
and,
where you can learn from your own videos, which is a good point.
Yeah, I
'cause that's
actually
something
go
you
back
learn-
and
yeah.
watch them so I can, for sure. And so for those, we use fan art and we used a lot of Tatiana's art for that. So if you guys want to check those out, I think that they're an excellent series. And Vanessa helped us too. I should mention her.
Oh, and I wore my fang necklace for the occasion.
Oh, cool. That's beautiful. Where'd you get that?
I don't remember. I think it was a gift.
Lovely. Oh, Asen says it's 2:40 there because she's in Germany.
Oh, you are dedicated, Asun. Respect.
So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Oh, so before we go, though, I just want to mention Justin and I will put the links for Tatiana down in the description. So if you're watching this on the replay. And Sunday, we're doing a live stream with Cortex, who is our new friend, on Dune. So Cortex has a channel called Cortex Videos. And he is, so Justin, you know more about him, but he does a lot of content.
He's a film student. I truly believe that he's he already graduated from film school in East Anglia. Good friend of mine. He came in at the end of Before the Dust Settles as our expert when it comes to all things actual, like pragmatic film making and so forth. Cortex Videos. His name is John. He's a wonderful young man, very, very intelligent, and I'm so happy that I could get him and Heidi together because they're like the two people in this world I know that have seen the film. So they're gonna talk about it on Sunday, and it's gonna be great. So, and I'd like to
so he lives in England, so it's open there. So he saw it. I saw it a month ago at TIFF, and so we're gonna have like a nice little chat about it.
Yeah, the Toledo Film Festival, as I called it. And I
it's
just
gonna
remember
just
the
be
Toledo.
It's gonna be from 1 to 2, and then at the end of the month, we were mentioning we're gonna do a Halloween special with the Poltergeist and Alicia as well, because Alicia, she was one of the first people who messaged me about, Heidi, have you seen Squid Game? And I'm like, no. And then I totally binge watched the whole thing. But I'm hoping also maybe we can talk a little bit about, I don't know, Alicia, I don't know if you've seen it, but what's it called? Midnight Mass. I'm hoping maybe we can just touch on that. So the Poltergeists are like a horror channel. And so just thought for fun, it'd be, we do a horror special for Halloween.
And these will get more cleaned up. This is the experimental one. And
you did a great job, Justin. So it looks amazing.
We'll get them going. We'll get a third guest, so I shut up more. And thank you two ladies for providing all the insight. And if you
Oberon, you're from Spain. That's lovely. Tatiana Oberon's from Spain.
Yeah, like now I get the Dornish name.
Yes.
Oberon Ironwood, that's Dornish, and Dornish is kind of like Spain.
Thanks, Leela Blue Pins. Thanks, Oberon, Ronwood. Thanks, Happy Cake, Angel Over, Ace Soon. Who else is here still?
Bueno, Oberon, yo soy de Puerto
30
Rico,
days.
Yo también puedo hablar español.
Keeping me on track. Clara Tube. I hope like Lady Leaf Underhill. I don't know who's left here still. Sabina, I'm not sure if you're here, but thanks so much everyone for coming. It was really, really fun. We hadn't done a game of Queens for ages, and it was really nice to see my friend Tatiana, who's now in New York. And thank you so much to Justin for like producing this. I really appreciate it. You did an amazing job. And that's it.
All right.
So have a great night, everyone. Bye. 30 days. I'm not doing it well through 45 minutes late.